Hello, everybody. Welcome to Do All the Things, the GDQ Hotfix show all about 100% speedruns and runs where you do all something in a game. You know, like all bosses, all levels, etc., all that good stuff. I'm your host, Mr. Shasta. Today I'm bringing you kind of a silly little show theme this time around because I got a platformer, a fighter, like a fighting game, and then I'm combining them together to platform fire for the final run today. Should be pretty awesome. Very excited about that, to say the least. Bunch of really cool games tonight, bunch of really cool speedruns. Let's get to it. What's up, Cover Muffin? Hello, hello.
Hi. It's great to be back. So I get to show off a third category for Ori and the Blind Forest randomizer on Hotfix in the last couple weeks, which is super exciting. I'm super excited to be back. Today I am going to be running 100%. There are going to be some clear differences between what the base game has for 100% and what the randomizer has. Specifically 100% in the randomizer means that I'm going to be collecting every single pickup, which there are 256 of them. And that being said, I am joined on commentary by the lead developer of the randomizer itself. Hello, Aiko. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, I am doing great, and I'm so excited to be here, help you commentate this. As Muffin said, we have 256 pickups in the randomizer, and that itself is a big divergence from the base game because the randomizer actually adds some pickup locations. But Muffin, I'll let you talk more about that and give us a countdown so we can get started.
All right. I just realized something really quick. I didn't have the tracker open for our tech person behind the scenes. If you want to add that on, you can feel free to do so. But it's less important for 100% than it is for something like World Tour. But yeah, we're good to get started. I am going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, awesome. We've got a big trick coming up right here. Muffin clicks skip prologue, presses enter, very important, saves us 10 minutes, and also...
First try.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Real good.
We actually technically the biggest skip in the entire speedrun.
And actually, for a while, we had this glitch that nobody really understood where we could soft lock at that skip after doing a prior run.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. First pickup dash.
It was the first pickup. Okay.
It's the best skill in the game.
Yeah. Okay, so this is absolutely massive, actually, for finishing under estimate. Basically, there's going to be 3 skills in the entire randomizer that we label as the most powerful skills. And it's because they save significant amounts of time throughout the entire scene. So each of them by themselves collectively save minutes. And so this one, Dash, is going to allow me, while I'm on the ground, to be able to move horizontally very, very fast. But also, there's going to be an ability menu system in Ori and the Blind Forest, as well as we also got an ability cell there that is going to allow us to augment Dash in various different ways, and we will be talking about most, if not all, of the forms that we know about.
Yep. For now, we should maybe do a quick cover of the basics. Ori and the Blind Forest is a movement-focused Metroidvania, which means we're going to be picking up a bunch of skills and using those skills to access new locations. And in those locations, because it's a randomizer, we may in fact find more skills. Muffin also got one of our 2 non-randomized pickups. One is an energy cell, the little blue orb in the bottom center left to the or center bottom to the left of that little orange wheel, and then that little floating blue orb right behind him, which is Sign, which is just sort of the basic attack. You'll see Muffin using it to shoot little pew-pews out, and here Muffin's going for a complicated or tricky underwater swim, and then teleporting out. Because this is a randomizer, Metroidvania randomizer, and we really didn't want it to be possible for people to soft lock, very early on in the randomizer's development, we made it so that you could always teleport back to a logically safe location, and the way that works now is that you just can teleport to one of the game's built-in teleporter networks.
So some other things to mention is you saw me just do a quit to menu there. Basically, I moved around the ability menu up, which we'll explain later. That's known as save anywhere. But the entire purpose was I wanted to save the game after crossing a certain portion of a cutscene trigger. And then after crossing that portion of the cutscene trigger, saving the game, quitting out to menu and reloading allows me to either skip or enter the grand majorities of cutscenes in Ori and the Blind Forest itself, collectively.
Yep.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge time-saving trick. We'll use Save Anywhere for a bunch of other things, but for now we're in Black Root Burrows, and now we are leaving Black Root Burrows. So if you played this game casually, you'll know Black Root Burrows is the scary area where you have to pick up this orb and do all this complicated platforming without any of your abilities because you're carrying an orb. As it turns out, if you drop the orb, it will follow you. And in the randomizer, how this ends up shaking out is that it is always faster to go touch the orb once and then leave via that teleport back to a safe reached location ability we talked about earlier, and then re-enter the area. The orb will come back. You skip a bunch of obnoxious platforming, you skip some dangerous stuff, and it just makes the area easier, consistent, and as a result, Black Root Burrows is in the randomizer in logic very early, so Muffin's going to be very familiar with it. And oh, that is Light Burst, which is a very useful ability. It's going to give us the ability to deal some damage, to flip some switches. You just saw Muffin throw a little orb and flip that switch. And it can enable some really cool movement options in combination with a couple other skills that we'll hopefully see. So the seed's going great so far.
Well, that's the nice thing also. That was the last note about 100% that I wanted to share, is that we are guaranteed. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Sorry, my keyboard is maybe broken. I don't know. But
same here, don't worry.
Yeah, my jump key just activated twice. It's okay. That'll probably happen more times than I would like, but no worries, no worries.
More time to explain.
We will be seeing every single piece of tech that we do in the randomizer that's allowed within the rule set that we utilize, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh yeah, true. So we will get to show off grenade jumps and bash grenade. And so here Muffin's doing a cheeky little thing where he leaves the orb on that platform, and because of that has a bit less time before that laser becomes dangerous again, but it saves about a second of putting the orb down. And so now we're going to see Muffin do another trick here. You see he has control of Ori behind this ability menu, and when you spend an ability point to get a level, you save the game. So Muffin's going to now quit to menu, reload, and that cutscene is still playing, and while that cutscene is playing, Muffin is going to start another cutscene, enter another cutscene, and then just be able to basically skip 3 cutscenes in a row by regaining movement, and they're all just triggering on top of each other right now, and it is so funny and precise and cool.
Yeah, so that form specifically, as we find double jump, it's gonna allow me to jump a second time in air. That I just did, I was popping off because that one form was discovered by, I believe, a speedrunner named Shafe as one of the cutscene stacks. Since one of the few instances where we do a different cutscene stack than we normally do to gain control during the tree cutscene. But that one is so incredibly precise. You have to do a max length dash followed by a slightly shorter dash. But oh boy, but actually controlling the length of dash that precisely is just so incredibly difficult. It's very, very narrow, very, very difficult.
Yep.
So,
and here we're going to see Muffin do some precise double jumping to get over that boulder. Usually in this section, you're supposed to just dash past it. But when you do that, it kills this little guy. We call them Frankies. And that little Frankie does not respawn. And we want to keep him alive so that we can use his little, nice.
I know
we've just been picking up skill after skill.
I know what logical progression is. I have to get one of the grenade lanterns and glades, and that's going to have like a teleporter or something. Or
that's definitely possible given all this. Do you want to show off the funny way of grabbing this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay, so basically there are these swinging things in Ori, and they lead to some very funny glitches, chat.
Yeah.
So the one that I'm going to be showing is one of the few ones that is allowed, which is going to be pausing the game, basically, on the frame that the grenade touches the platform. Oh, that one's going to actually send me out of bounds, so I'm just...
you gotta do it. It's harder with it swinging, but basically, the way this trick works is that the collisions happen every frame, when paused, and so if you pause right as a grenade hits the swinging platform, what'll happen is it applies the force, which is normally just a little bit. It makes the platform shake. It's like a cool little thing every single frame. You can see behind the pause menu or being swung back up, and whoops, we're up here now. There's like a precise jump you can do to get this instead, but
interesting. Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
This is a great seat so far.
Yeah.
So Wind Restored is like a pretty minor world event. It's what you get when you finish off Forlorn Escape. But in conjunction with Glide, it allows us to check some verticality pickups early on. What is logical progression? Oh, it's Dash Plant. Okay.
Oh, man.
This is great so far.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely funny.
Yeah, so do you want to talk about some of the extra pickups that we added into the randomizer echo to increase replayability?
Oh, yeah, sure. So one thing is that in the base game, there are a lot of pickups there are these like little blue plants that you can break as soon as you have the ability to interact with them, which is a skill called a couple different skills, but the important one right now is that grenade that Muffin has. And in the base game, all those plants do is they give you experience, but in the randomizer, when you break them open, you get a pickup. And Muffin just found another energy cell there, and with those 4 energy, is going to be able to leave the spawn area that we're currently sort of locked in and head right.
Yeah, interesting. This is a really interesting path that you really don't see that often in the randomizer starts. There is going to be another grenade lock pickup I'm going to leave for now in Glades, right by the teleporter. And that's just simply because I don't have 4 HP yet, or clean water.
Yeah.
So basically, I have a list of criteria for every single pickup location on the map that I just know, because I've burnt in thousands of hours into this randomizer.
Yeah, Muffin has played so much Ori randomizer, it boggles the mind.
Yeah, there might only be 1 or 2 people in the world who have played more Ori rando than me.
Yeah, and it really shows. Oh, and that's really nice. So when you pick up those energy cells, it gives you a refill of all your current energy, and Muffin had to spend 4 energy to get into this area. But now he's back up to full, which is very nice. Energy, in addition to being used to open things like energy doors, is also used to save your game, which in this world where Muffin has yet to pick up any additional gamer cabbages can be very important.
Yeah, so I don't quite have... I'm going to die.
Oh,
I don't quite have 2 ability cells yet, so I don't want to go down quite yet. So I'm going to see if I can get 1 more ability cell just from clearing things and grabbing things that are going to help me backtrack a little bit faster later on. Like, for instance, there's going to be another waypoint up here as I head into Grove proper, which is going to have the Swamp waypoint.
Yeah.
I know, why am I going to Grove in order to get the Swamp waypoint? Well...
Ooh, the water vein's a big pickup. We're going to get screamed at by a bird here real quick. And the answer is that, like, the Swamp teleporter is in a very weird... both Grove and Swamp border each other, and the Grove teleporter is in the far left of Grove, and then the Swamp teleporter is in the far left of Swamp. So that's the Grove teleporter right there. Here's the Swamp teleporter right here. Muffin can be able to grab both. Is going to be able to grab the Swamp teleporter and enjoy the wind in this area to just sort of glide up.
Yeah. So one of the most interesting things with speedrunning the randomizer, especially for 100% as a category, is one of the biggest time losses is backtracking. So putting off certain areas until I can check everything is like a totally valid strat to do. It just so happens right now that I do have a lot of skills, which are really, really nice. Grenade in particular is like a really, really big one. Just simply because there are only 2 skills in all of like Ori and the Blind Forest that can actually hard block pickups, which means if you don't have that one specific skill, it is impossible by the game's standards as well as like whatever speedrunning rule set that you end up using to be able to get access to those pickups unless you have that one required skill. So having grenade this early is very, very, very massive, especially for a category that has a lot of backtrack potential, such as 100%.
Yeah, so with Grenade, there's basically just a couple switches that in the game that you need to use Grenade to progress. The other skill that can do that is Stomp, so we'll be on the lookout for grabbing that. All the other skills are useful but not mandatory. Here we see Muffin running up here. There are a couple different things here.
There's so much to explain in Ori. There's a lot. But there I just dropped the save. And then once again, entering a cutscene trigger and resaving the game allows me to either skip or enter most cutscenes in this game.
Yep. And then you're going to be able to regain movement and not have to just sort of sit there and look at a rock.
You know what? Let's do it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Oh, grenades sometimes bounce off of things that they should explode and deal damage to, and it is silly, but also a little mind-bogglingly inconsistent. Yeah, I don't understand what like the rules for why it happens. Like I've seen D numbers like poke at the code, and I'm like so like okay, but why? I don't understand. All right,
yeah,
so
I'm amazed they figured out plants, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's still a lot of other objects that you could use grenades, such as that blue wall, that can be tricky.
Yeah. The Muffin's still on the starting 3 health, which can make navigating areas like this a little tricky, but they are handled like a champ. And oh man, that's the Sunstone. That is the second of 3 dungeon keys that we will end up needing. And he's also building up that resource, which is that. Ooh, that was a little frightening. Taking the 1 damage hit from that Frankie instead of the 2 damage hit. But Muffin is building up ability cells, which are really important because they're the resource used to skip cutscenes by running save anywheres, and they're also useful for progressing down the ability tree and getting cool things like dash augments, which Muffin briefly mentioned earlier, but we will have more time to talk about when we start really seeing the benefits of them. And this is the first area of the game.
Yep. Yeah. So
We're back.
now that we're like multiple minutes into the run, we're now coming to what is normally the first area of the game. And this is where, like, especially the level design in Ori as a Metroidvania makes it really fascinating, especially to speedrun, is that there's a lot of stuff that goes on in each of the areas. And even though, like, this, like, you don't need anything, right? You don't need wall jump, you don't need wall interaction or any verticality whatsoever. But there are still going to be pickups. Like, there's going to be a pickup down here next to wall jump tree. And do you want to actually talk about the logic map really quickly?
Oh yeah, this is actually a really cool thing that I'm super proud of us as a community for building. So Ori and the Blind Forest comes with the standard Metroidvania style map. There is a tree in the base game, like a aug set of abilities that you can buy in the base game that unlocks, showing you where stuff is. We have all that unlocked by default. And the other thing that we have that's really good, you see Muffin toggling this, is that we actually have it possible to just show a map layer that's just, these are the current pickups that are in logic for you. If you've never played a randomizer before, the way that we prevent people from getting stuck when they play the game is with this concept of logic. And a pickup that is in logic is something that the game says it is fair game for us to expect for you to get this. And what goes into that is like this horrifying process. But the important thing is that like learning how to play a randomizer is in large part figuring out what is in logic for you at any given time. And this can be a pretty big barrier in a game with as many cool tricks and just as many different pickup locations as Ori. We actually had a tournament a while back where someone had a really tough time because they did not know a specific pickup exists, and in the base game it doesn't show up on the map. So in the last major patch of the randomizer, we put a ton of work into making sure that the map shows every pickup, and in addition to that, will show you by default what you're expected to reach with what you have right now. And
I think that's like massive, especially because like it's in the game. It's not like a web browser that you're just gonna have to open like on like a second monitor or something like that. It's literally like within the game itself. And if you just know a few details, which the community, which you can reach at orirando.com/discord, is just so incredibly welcoming, especially bringing in new players into the randomizer, regardless of whether, you want to speedrun it or not.
Yeah, I joined the randomizer as joined the community as a casual player looking to extend my the hours I got out of the game. I've done 3 playthroughs. I was like, okay, but what if there was more? And then I bumped into, I think it might have been one of Muffin's videos on YouTube, and I was like, ooh, a randomizer, huh? And it's just such a cool and fun way to play the game. And we have a thriving community of people who've never speedrun the game, are not particularly interested in going super fast, and still love and enjoy the randomizer. And that's something that has always meant a ton to me.
Yeah, same here. The community is amazing. Like, I know this gets said a lot in speedrunning in particular, that the communities in general are like pretty amazing. Like, Ori is even a case beyond that. Like, everybody that I've interacted with here has been absolutely fantastic. So here I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use charge dash to sequence break grenades or echo.
Okay, yeah, I think that makes a bunch of sense.
Turning into mapstone.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, so Muffin is basically trying to clear out this area as efficiently as possible. There are a couple pickups here that you are expected to get in a slightly, basically later with more skills, but Muffin's going to be able to grab it anyways. He has skilled up that charge dash skill, which we mentioned earlier. And what charge dash does is it lets you, normally you can only dash once in the air, and it works basically the same way normal dash does. Charge dash has no cooldown, homes to a nearby enemy if it exists, and otherwise moves you very fast horizontally, and it costs 1 energy to use. It could cost like 2.5 energy and still be super busted. It's so good. Yeah. Charge dash is like 50% of why dash is the best skill in the game, which is absurd because like dash is already really, really, really good. But charge dash just enables some things, and that's the third dungeon key. All right, neat. Don't need to worry about any of those. And now Muffin is going to go and clear out the second to last pickup in this, or the last pickup in this general area that he can get. We are orphaning one pickup, unfortunately. Yep. We can get into that later. But yeah, there's more cool stuff you can do with charge dash. We will explain it when the time is ripe.
Yeah, exactly. And so a lot of like, I'm not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, we're going to come back down into Moon Grotto, which is where the seed expected me, I guess you could say, to go, even though that's not how logic works.
Yeah. This area was reachable a while ago, and so it would have been reasonable to go there. But Muffin put it off because he wanted to be very sure that he had enough ability points to check out everything, and also having charge dash can make it possible to get one-off pickups like the one he just grabbed. He's got this ability menu up again because he's going to do another one of those save tricks, this time to regain control while Ori is in the middle of the air and not the game is supposed to just sort of throw you down that sort of chimney shaft and then expect you to climb out. But with that save anywhere trick, we regain control in the middle of the cutscene and just get to stay at the top and grab these two pickups. Now Muffin's going to head down there anyways, but under his own control, and be able to grab some pickups on the way down, which will be really nice to do.
Yep, exactly.
First, though, quick short stop into this 2 energy door that you probably didn't even notice him opening because we had that ability menu up. Get the pickup underwater. The water's still poisonous, so it damages at 1 tick per second. But since Muffin is fast, knows where the pickups are, and has 6 health, that is not going to be a problem at all.
Yep, so as I'm coming down here into Grotto, speedrunning 100% is like a really fascinating thing in the seed overall, because in a randomizer, backtracking is like one of the longest forms of time loss, as I get a bonus pickup there. And it's like, usually we have ways of like mitigating backtracking by like setting up a save and then quitting back to menu if that pickup ends up not really being anything important. But in 100%, I need to collect and keep everything. So like backtracking is like a much bigger concern, on top of it already being incredibly significant when speedrunning the randomizer.
And then there's interesting things where, so that pickup that's above where Muffin is, that he went all the way to the left and then through that like vertical moving platforms area, that's one that you almost never will see people grab outside of 100% because it's slow to get. It almost never has anything, and you would really just rather be like, okay, well, probably there's nothing there, and I will take the risk that there is almost certainly nothing there, and then backtrack for it later if I really have to. But at 100%, you have to get all the pickups, so it's just fine to go grab it.
Okay, so to explain this, we have other ways of utilizing saving the game in places the game usually doesn't expect you to be able to. Here I'm going to save while I'm falling downwards near a wall without touching the wall. And that's going to actually allow me to be spawning Ori when I reload on the next standable portion of ground. So I didn't actually travel through this instant death horizontal laser. It actually just placed me on the ground underneath it. Yeah. And this is a form of tech that we call a save draw.
Yep. And what's going on behind the scenes is that in Ori and the Blind Forest, you are only ever supposed to be saving on the ground. If you have a load of save and there is no ground, the game's like, that isn't right, and puts you at the nearest ground directly below you. Because in the normal course of the gameplay, like saving is a spell that it's a spell that you're casting that you can only cast on the ground. But when we do these save anywheres with this menu stacking, we bypass that and confuse the game.
Yep, exactly.
For our benefit. Down here, we're going to see Muffin grab another one of those pickups that is in the category of people usually try to skip this if they can get away with it. It's this little grotto mini boss. Of course, Charge Dash is one of the skills that makes Ori and the Blind combat, or Ori and the Blind Forest combat system very silly. Like I said before, it does damage. It has no cooldown. The amount of damage it deals is 25. And to put that in perspective, when you see Muffin doing those like basic attacks from that blue orb, those deal 2 damage each.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm doing right now in terms of like just sort of overall routing in particular, just to get chat on like the same detail, is like we've actually cleared out a lot of pickups in the early game sections in particular. So in logic pickups in particular are guaranteed once again to have some form of progression, right? So whenever a seed is generated, logically, it'll just put something in the step if just one thing wasn't randomly placed there when they randomly generate the seed file. So there is a set of criteria for seed generation that guarantees that every seed I start is finishable. Unless I do something really funny speedrun-wise, which me and Aiko were talking before the seed, and it happens in like one of like every 50,000 seeds or something. Like it's pretty much improbable that I will soft block myself. So right now, I'm sticking to early and mid-game areas in order to do one thing in particular, which is to track down my next power skill, which is either going to be Charge Jump or Bash. And that ultimately is pretty much going to open up the like mid/late game portions of the seed. In particular, I am putting off some locations such as Ginso Tree because I can't continue all the way to the teleporter with my current skill set. So I'm going to be looking for something like a bonus skill, which is a unique skill that's added to the randomizer for more fun. Or I am going to look for that second power skill before I actually take the dive into Ginso. Unless I go through everything else and I don't have any other options.
Yeah, that makes a bunch of sense. Nice thing about 100% is you could just be very thorough as long as you're still hitting dense areas.
Yes.
The thing about the Ginso tree in particular is that if you go because it's a Metroidvania, you can get to the halfway point and get to the point where in the base game you would get the skill that lets you get to the teleporter, which lets you like leave and re-enter. And if you do that and it's not there, will then have to backtrack a very long vertical area all over again. So Muffin is scaring this frog into a very specific position so that he can do a rocket jump, which is a neat little bit of movement technique that we can cover in more detail later. And ooh, nice. That is a teleporter that will let Muffin get into the second dungeon in the game, the Forlorn Ruins, which is going to be a very nice place to be.
I'm just going to go there now. So I can do everything in Forlorn Ruins except for 2 pickups, which are gated by the other skill that can hardlock pickups in a randomizer, which is Stomp itself. So I'm just going to come immediately into into Forlorn Ruins in order to just do this area, to get a hint as to the location, as to which biome is going to have Stomp on the map.
Yeah, so this is one of the cool things that we added in the randomizer. Because Grenade and Stomp are those skills that uniquely lock pickups, we made it so that when you complete the escape sequence for this dungeon, because you don't get anything else for doing it, and really wouldn't have any reason to do it in the randomizer otherwise, you get a hint that says, okay, so Stomp is in one of the like major regions, is in this major region, and Grenade is in this major region. And we'll see Muffin do that soon, so he can figure out where Stomp is and be able to have that knowledge in mind to plan out his routine for the rest of the game.
Yeah. So here I'm going to make an interesting choice and not, as I accidentally knock one of my keycaps on my keyboard. Sorry, my poor keyboard's seen better days. It's just my D key, which is kind of important.
Yeah.
But Aiko, do you want to explain what I just did while I try and...
Oh, yeah. So what you saw Muffin do there is sort of get up onto the physical keystone door and then sort of charge dash to the left away from it. Ori's sort of turns into a bit of a pancake when he dashes. You can just sort of see it. And when you charge dash specifically, it does that more. And the thing that does is still no stop. Getting ahead of yourself a little bit. So when your hitbox compresses when you turn into a pancake, that means that you go into the door a little bit. And that door, when you walk through it normally, has a cutscene that plays. When that cutscene ends, you end up on the other side of that door. So you can go through that door once without paying for it and opening it by just charge dashing against it. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, so like even though I have to come back later and open that door because that cutscene's no longer there, in order to get those 2 pickups that I left behind, which are gated by Stomp, and I don't have Stomp, I'm not spending the keystones specifically because I only have about 7. And the main reason for that is because I might have to continue all the way through Ginza.
Hey, I figured out where to stop. Oh my God.
Sorry, this is very funny because the hint to find out where Stomp would be is at the end of the escape sequence. So the only way to find out where Stomp was to potentially be going for the hint. But the hint is the pickup. There is a plant that is by the hint location, which no longer has a pickup, but it still is required for 100%. The game still tracks it as a pickup.
Yep,
but yeah, so now we have Stomp. That's really nice.
Yeah. And with Stomp and Double Jump and Dash, you can see, not for now because Muffin is busy showing us this very beautiful escape where mostly what you're doing is just sort of gliding and then letting go of glide at specific times if you need to for little Flappy Bird sequences to get through this area without taking too much damage. And there's our hint, and Muffin is going to glide up here and grab this plant. And now Muffin can leave and go back and now get into that area that we were just talking about.
Yeah, I'm just going to full clear Forlorn. Like, this is the nice thing about, like, 100%, is even though, like, Forlorn is usually very late in logic, even though it came into the middle of the seed, like, pretty early in logic. Still, like, Forlorn, like, as an area, yeah. So there isn't much density to be had for myself, as I just have a little bit of a brain cramp. But because I'm speedrunning 100%, I have to do this area anyway. Yep. So I may as well just come back to Forlorn now because I have everything I need to be able to clear out the area.
It's really just one hell of a jet seat, isn't it?
It's pretty nice. Like, not getting a second power skill yet is like pretty interesting because I've cleared over a third of the pickups, and usually you get your second power skill like within the first 100 pickups or so in the seed. But that's not the case here. But yeah, like getting Stomp, getting grenades, I'm dead.
It's okay.
It
gives us more time to talk about it. Yeah. But the Stomp and grenade early is really nice because it means we can't lock anything. The main thing that would be really would have been really nice to see is either charge jump or bash early because it lets us go uppies. And having verticality, which is how we usually put it, can be really important because there's a lot of one-off pickups that are just like, hey, can you go very, very high in this specific place? And if you can get that pickup, and if not, you will have to come back later. Here, Muffin's just being careful about the lasers, which is very prudent because they deal lots of damage, and by lots I mean
like infinite.
It's 99999.
Yeah, Bash is like one of those interesting. So like Bash is the most powerful skill in Ori and the Blind Forest in particular. Namely because it allows us to check a lot of stuff. It really, like, especially using projectiles and stuff where us as, like, rando players as well as, like, speedrunners, we're the people who developed the logic for the randomizer, right? So, like, it's outside of the normal Metroidvania confines of the original game developers. Like, this is all... We have, like, no interaction with Moon Studios or anything like that for the production of the randomizer. Itself. But so like, yeah, we know of all of these different creative ways of like, yeah, utilizing Bash to be able to get access to more locations and stuff that maybe was not originally intended even to begin with. Yeah, just here's another cutscene that we're going to be skipping, and then I'm going to grab this pickup and then head outside to Valley of the Winds to be able to check 3 pickups before heading back to the right side of the map.
I actually did not know the save anywhere there was useful. The cutscene skip I'm used to seeing there is the one where you move around, and otherwise just sort of watch the orb ping pong around.
Yeah, that's the old. That's the very old. I think like original skip. Like normally you can actually jump over that cutscene, but I just don't have the verticality to be able to do so right now.
Neat.
Yeah. Boom.
Cool. And now we're back to the right side of the map. 3 keystones pour, but now we have Stomp, which is great.
Yeah. So like one thing that the reason why I kept coming back to speedrunning the randomizer, because it is my most speedrun game of all time out of like all of the games I've ever speedrun. Oh, I missed that pickup. That's okay. One of the things that I love about it is that there's like a bajillion different sequence breaks, like way more than you would ever like dream to see from like speedrunning the base game itself. But with the randomizer, a lot of those do actually end up becoming useful.
Yep. And it's just, you need to go to more places and more like routes between there are more like paths between points A's and B's, various points A and B that like are relevant in a randomizer. And so there's just a huge more variety of tech. Muffin getting that sick no scope on that plant. And in that plant was the clean water event. So you actually saw in the background a waterfall start playing. And now these formerly purple and dangerous pools of water are now safe to swim, which is great because there are some pickups that require very long swims, and getting those without having the ability to swim in without having the clean water is an exercise in taking a lot of damage and hearing Ori be very, very sad repeatedly. Just a little sad leaf spirit noise every second, and you're just like, no, my heart, I'm so sorry, but I need that pickup.
Yeah, so clean water is really nice. It's one of the world events as we know of them in Ori. That doesn't get too much attention in like speedrunning the base game because we go up to an ability called Ultra Defense, which is at the end of the Cyan tree, which I can just show really quickly. So I've spec'd into the Cyan tree specifically, but Ultra Defense reduces damage you take up to 50% based on what the base damage was for itself. And so water is the only thing that gets cut, I believe, by 50%.
Yeah, anything that does 1 damage. So the way Ultra Defense works is very silly. It reduces the damage or multiplies the damage by 4/5 and rounds in the player's favor to the nearest 1/2, which ends up meaning that like anything that would deal 1 damage does 1/2 damage. And then it's less helpful from there, but still very good. And because the way that poison water damages you is just 1 damage a second, you can stay underwater for twice as long, which is really very useful.
Yeah, it is. It's, as my decap falls off again, it is like one of the few.
Ooh, no, extra double jump.
Go to the right.
Yeah,
that is actually really massive.
Yeah, if you want to get your keyboard fixed up while I explain. All right, awesome. So extra double jump is a randomizer bonus pickup that we added that just, in addition, if you have double jump, extra double jump gives you another double jump. There's an ability in the Cyan tree that Muffin mentioned, which is the best tree in the game, has the best abilities in the game, and it gives you another extra double jump. So now Muffin has 4 total jumps, and with that can make it safely up the Ginto tree if that's the path he wants to end up taking. But first, he is sort of stomping these pegs, and basically, these pegs are the mechanism by which Stomp uniquely locks some pickups, because basically they act as like switches. You stomp them, and so Muffin's basically just doing swamp cleanup in this stomp cleanup in this grotto grove area. There's going to be another set of 2 stomp pegs here that will get access to 2 pickups over here in the ceiling of this area that we went through at the very beginning of the game.
Yep. I think my finger is sticky or something. It keeps pulling the cap off.
Huh.
My fingers are oily today, I guess. There we go.
All right, and
I think there's one more as well. Okay.
All right, cool. Underwater energy door, and okay, yeah. Right, I saw you look at that earlier.
Wow, yeah. So we're actually really running out of pickups where the next bit of logical progression could actually be. There's maybe, I don't know, I guess like slightly over a dozen pickups left on the map that could actually have like the second power skill in like reality, unless I get like Valet Teleporter and then it expects me to do silly stuff. Do I actually want to go into Ginso with this? How many keystones do I have? I have 9. Let's do Grove Teleporter to get the one pickup I missed in Grove, followed by the stuff at Valley Entrance.
That makes sense. I'm rooting for Bash from the Bash tree, though.
yeah, it could be. But it's like, yeah, like one of those interesting things with like speedrunning to consider, like especially for the randomizer itself, as I skip another cutscene that saves just under a minute.
This cutscene is extremely funny because the game lets you skip it, via the menu, but it's so like after you skip the cutscene, it's still so slow that it's just so much easier to skip in that way.
There's a second cutscene after the first one. So you can skip the first one, but then you have to like listen to sign, be like, here are the 3 main dungeons that you have to go to.
And it's just very, very slow. Here we're going to see Buffett just using the teleporter again. Skipping that cutscene, though, in some circumstances, can be a bit of a problem because if you skip the cutscene in that way, you don't get to activate that. It doesn't give you that teleporter, and you can't just sort of walk over it to grab it. But because Buffett grabbed at the pickup that activates that teleporter, it is not a problem at all. And he's going to be able to clear out this valley entry area. Bird sort of taken the grenade shot, and now he can grab Valley Longswim. This is another one of those pickups that people will just skip if they can, because it's just so slow to get to. It's just a really obnoxious swimming section. But 100%, we can't actually skip anything, even if we might want to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like honestly like a really nice relief because like we have put on Ori randomizer tournaments in the past, like a good number of them, which the production value for those have been absolutely fantastic. So if you'd like to see those VODs, head over to either Speed Gaming, which has our earlier tournaments, or to twitch.tv/Ori Speedrunning. And all of the VODs are still there. Like I still go back and rewatch the tournaments from like time to time for fun. But when you're in a tournament race and you're not doing 100%, making the risks to do Valley Longswim, while your opponent could have checked like an extra like 3-4 pickups ahead of what you've done.
Ginsu.
Yeah, I'm gonna head into Ginso really soon.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. But yeah, because it's 100%, you don't have to like deal with the mind games of oh no, I didn't get Valley Longswim, did my opponent get Valley Longswim? What if there was something really important in Valley Longswim? I actually had in a doubles tournament, one of the early doubles tournaments I did, got something really valuable in Valley Longswim. We ended up winning the match because of it. We really would not have otherwise.
This next pickup here, I don't remember who they were facing, but it was a amazing speedrunner whose screen name is Trojan. Ended up getting a temporary health boost, which is known as a mega health, and it gave them just enough health to poison damage swim all the way.
That was against Bulligen, I think.
Yeah, I think it might have been Bulligen, but they found Bash there.
Yeah,
and they found it like a good 20 minutes ahead of Bulligen, I think.
And having Bash for 20 minutes is just absurd. That was a huge upset. I remember that as well. All right, so now that we've gotten basic, like a bunch of different skills, we are finally ready to enter the first dungeon of the game, the Ginso Tree. The Ginso Tree is taller than every mountain in the game. It is just this huge vertical expansive area, and it is very fun to move through. In the base game, you have 2 jumps and a couple skills when you're getting through this, but here we are going to see Muffin show off what you can do with 4 jumps here, including the fact that going through these little side-scrolling teleporters resets your double jumps. So Muffin is just going back and forth between them and rapidly gaining height, completely ignoring the intended movement puzzle in that area. And yeah, he's going to be able to make quick work of a lot of things here. And hopefully we're going to find Bash, which would be very fun because Bash is the vanilla skill you get in this area.
Yeah. So like, there's still only about What am I doing? There's still only about maybe like 6 pickups left, or 5 in logic.
Yeah.
That I could potentially check here in Ginso, but once again, I'm coming to Ginso because I know that I can get through the entire dungeon without having to backtrack. If I didn't find extra double jump, I can't remember if it is actually possible to make it all the way up to.
It is possible with charge dash and some damage boost and triple jump, but it's not fun.
No,
the one experience.
That's the big thing.
Yeah. It's slow and it's really obnoxious.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the main thing to consider, is that it's slow, as Aiko mentioned, because like I want to make sure that I can progress throughout the dungeon. So here's the last pickup in logic, this tree, literally here, and it's nothing. So our second power skill is not in here, unless it's going to be up above us. But I think it's probably going to be in Blackroot is where.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. However, with 4 jumps, Muffin is going to have enough mobility to get up at least to the warp point above us, if not all the way through. And we're going to see some fun stuff here. The thing you're intended to do here is use Bash to redirect these projectiles, but Muffin actually doesn't need to do any of that because with Stomp and with Charge Dash, Stomp can and Charge Dash can both redirect projectiles, and Stomp can just break all these walls naturally. You're not supposed to get Stomp until after escaping the Ginto tree, but it's the randomizer. We don't care about rules. We're just gonna do things with the skills we have. Coming up is just sort of this like heavy spike room. It's this first place where you're just supposed to be using Bash to move from lantern to lantern. We're not going to be doing that. We're just going to be touching the spikes and living with the consequences to the extent that we can. This is just sort of like a very tricky kind of movement to be doing. We'll see Muffin reuse this save point and make it up here. Saving gives you some healing more if you've maxed out the best tree in the game, which Muffin has. And so this is just sort of this very careful damage boost climb up to here. And from here, oh, that's handy. Ooh, and that level up is really nice.
This was 100% as I was like dialed in and focused, so I'm gonna have to do this very difficult climb again, but that's okay.
Yeah, the level up makes it a bit nicer. All right, and now, all right, second try's the charm. You got this. All right, so here what Muffin's doing is opening up as Save Anywhere as a backup, and this does make the movement a bit harder because it's harder to see, and Muffin's going to nail it anyways. Because he's just that cool. But there's actually a very cool trick you can use where if you save the game after Ori dies but before respawning, well, you saved the game, so it respawns you where you saved with 0 health, but as it turns out, being at 0 health does not kill you in Ori. Taking damage and then having your health be less than 0 is what kills you. So you can save the game after dying, and then the game will be like, oh, okay, I guess this is where I should respawn you. And it respawns you there with no health, but it doesn't matter. You respawn there, and then everything's fine.
Yep, exactly. So we're gonna come into Blackroot, which usually I don't want to do until I have Climb, Charge, Jump, and Grenade, because there is a very long cutscene at the end of the section. But there still is, like, this area was mid-game in logic, and so it probably is going to have the next thing that I need to be able to progress with the seed itself.
And to put things in perspective, the cutscene that Muffin is talking about is so long that it will be faster to, if he ends up finding progression before we get there, it will be faster to just leave and then backtrack all the way down rather than watch that cutscene, because it is that long and it is only skippable.
Almost a minute and a half or something like that.
And unlike the a lot of other cutscenes, it is only skippable with that combination of 3 skills. Anything else, you will not be able to skip it. You will have to watch.
Yeah, try to. Oh no.
Oh, where was your last save? I think it was a while back.
No, I know where I saved.
Okay.
I know where I saved. This is fine.
Okay.
So we lost about like 40 seconds there or something like that. That's fine.
And the cutscene that we would have watched is in fact longer than 40 seconds, so it is still time saved to reload that. this area, Black Root Burrows was added along with the grenade and dash skills in the definitive edition of the game. And they have a lot of lore packed into the area because they want to just sort of tell the story of a character who we love very much, but will not be appearing in this film until the very end because we skipped the intro and we are skipping as many cutscenes as we possibly can.
Okay. Yeah, so what happened there with the previous why I backtracked was because I ended up activating the cutscene. There it is. Okay. I activated the cutscene without leveling up an ability. So the game didn't save for me, right? You have to level up the ability to save the game with a save anywhere. But now with Charge Jump, that is going to open up the seeds. Not as much as you might anticipate. And so, in fact, I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't find Bash at the top of Ginso, for instance. But Bash is probably going to be down here, or it's going to be Climb and Sorrow Teleporter. So it's like the seed is really running out of options to really open up the map for me.
Yeah. Although this does also open up Right Swamp, so there are still like a decent number of places. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's definitely a bit surprising that's a skill that we ended up seeing. Charge Jump, however, is the last skill you get in the base game. It is the most uppy skill. Oh right, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. Charge Jump is the last skill you get in the base game. It's the second last skill you get in the all-skill speedrun, which Muffin is very familiar with. Okay, so those spikes are another just sort of surprise source of infinite damage, because the thing you're supposed to do there is supposed to play just sort of lob grenades over until you open the door, but that's slower than just sort of moving up and over.
Jeez, you know, I'm just gonna take the risk and say that Climb's not gonna be down there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this makes a lot of sense, honestly.
Yeah,
and it's funny.
It is funny. It is very funny. But yeah, so we're gonna start doing some sequence breaks here. Definitely doing things that the randomizer does not expect us to be. I mean, not the randomizer, but the base game specifically does not expect us to be capable of doing. And that's like one of the most fun things about the randomizer is you do get these late game abilities like Charge Jump. You do get like a ton of resources in these early game areas.
Yep.
I get Stomp to be able to break that wall, which like the game does not expect me to like have Stomp if I was like playing the base game itself. Stomp comes after Ginso 3.
Yeah, so the thing you're supposed to do in these left and right Ginso core rooms is you're supposed to do various things with Bash to redirect shots and break those walls. However, because of one of the like quirks that makes Ori really, really good to randomize is that a lot of breakable objects can be broken in surprising ways, including just standing up next to them and stomping. And now we get the Ginso Escape, which is a very memorable sequence for almost anyone who's played this game casually, but Muffin does not have Bash, so instead of doing this by just sort of bashing off the lanterns and the projectiles, Muffin's going to be showing off the set of abilities he has and running away from the water. That is a rocket jump. We sort of alluded to those earlier, but basically if you do a charge dash and then cancel it near an enemy, you go very, very, very fast upwards. And now Muffin is just showing off his incredible double, triple, quad jump skills. Another rocket jump, and oh my god, there's Climb. Just sort of taps the water there, and Muffin needs to be very careful in this shaft, but he gets off a grenade jump and is going to be able to make it all the way through the Ginso Escape. No Bash, no problems. And the end of the Ginso Escape takes you to Swamp, and Muffin is showing off a grenade jump. Grenade jumps are wall charge jumps that don't stop. They're very, very, very cool pieces of movement technique, and they are a one-frame window trick, but in the randomizer, one of the very cool things that we've done, in my opinion, is we've added accessibility options that make it possible to just bind grenade jumping to a single button, and that way basically everyone can play around with them all the time. And I think that is super cool. Muffin getting a really cool, neat little time save there where the look at the tree cutscene is stacked on top of the you opened this wall down below with grenade cutscene, which is neat, saves a bunch of time, and is much harder to execute than it looks with the skill set.
Yeah. So now with grenade jumps, I can get to the left side of the map. It's not going to be in logic to do so, right? I have to do Swamp Swim.
Yeah.
But I can do it now as a speedrunner. So like this seed is really going to pick up in terms of like how much progression that I'm going to be doing. Like right now, I have 163 out of 256 pickups. So I have just under 100 pickups still to collect, which seems like a lot, and it is a lot. Like that's pretty much 2/5 of the pickups on the map. But now with like all of the skills that I could really dream for, besides Bash, really the last area that's going to gate me from not having said skill is going to be Mount Horu itself, which is the final dungeon in the game.
Yep.
So like I'm good to just like really start like blitzing through the scene. So a lot of like my execution is just that. It's just like just focusing on going to areas and full clearing areas. Whereas before it was actually trying to track down Bash or Charge Jump and then something else.
Yep, and figuring out how we can reach it. And also now with grenade jumps, as we mentioned before, Muffin is going to be able to finish clearing out Blackroot. Though there is this one isolated pickup between Swamp and Grotto that I'm sure he's going to go grab first.
Yeah, I'm just going to go grab that right now before I forget.
Yep.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so like grenade jumps are definitely my favorite tech in the speedrun of the game, both within the randomizer as well as like having speedrun the base game myself, like on multiple occasions, where like they bring me joy. They just make me smile, chat. And in the randomizer in particular, there's a million different setups. There's a million different possible angles that you could take, and just like different ways of like utilizing the tech by doing something known as a patera jump, which is charge jumping after you've landed on the ground after utilizing a grenade jump, right? So there's still lots of different creativity and like different setups that come from it. And like, once again, the randomizer as kind of a canvas is going to be a much larger canvas with like a lot more potential than what you would see just from like a leaderboard based speedrun, which uses the same route every single time with some variance between runners. But yeah, so like grenade jumps in particular, I put in so much time and effort with like just thinking of really fun places to grenade jump in order to save time. And then try to convince people on the leaderboard to go for the one frame trick.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. In the grenade jumps are like a one frame trick. So in the speed run, it gets used to skip part of the final cutscene, saves 40 seconds, and so it's worth retrying. But in the randomizer, especially because we've made it more consistent to execute, it's just way easier to get people to be like, okay, this is a trick that's worth going for, playing with, experimenting with. And because of that, we've just, since we made that change, seen all sorts of really cool and interesting creative uses as people try and learn and figure out the various angles and places you want to like use it from. And oh, hey, there's Bash.
Wow, that's a really mean place to put Bash. Like, once again, this is a great 100% seed. This is a terrible.
Oh yeah, no, this would have been miserable.
Yeah, this is what I should have saved this for like a tournament race.
Oof. All right, so here is this very precise grenade jump that Muffin did. Just jumped over that 90-second cutscene, and now he just does not have to do that at all.
Yeah. Oh, the key door. Okay, yeah. So I actually need to teleport again. So I just kind of wasted 10 seconds. But that's okay. That's okay.
No worries.
So there's a key door that's still closed that I want to get past. Yeah.
Anyways, Muffin just picked up Bash, which is the other contender for best skill in the game, right behind Dash. And what Bash does is it allows you to grab an enemy, projectile, or other object. Here's Muffin bashing a grenade, and you go in one direction. That's the direction the arrow points. The projectile goes in the other direction. Except there is a really cool glitch called a double bash, which this is Muffin doing a double bash, where you bash and then basically start another bash immediately, and you go in the direction you pick, and then the thing that you double bash goes in the direction you pick. And in the bash does 3 damage. So against enemies, this is lets you move them until they run out of health. However, there's some projectiles that you can bash, and because bash does not have a cooldown or a limited number of uses, this just means you can fly if you have one of those projectiles. And this isn't going to be super relevant for where we're at in the randomizer right now, because Muffin already basically can do flight-like things like rocket jumps, grenade jumps.
To explain, this is some wizardry. If you've never seen this before, and this is specific to the randomizer. You can do this in the base game for sure. But basically what I just did there is I stacked a cutscene as well as an instant death kill trigger. So because of this, the death zone is no longer there. So you can do things like come underneath these rocks that you normally would die if you tried to do this.
Yeah, the angry bird there, Kuro, is supposed to be guarding this area, but Muffin zoomed through it while during the cutscene showing you that the angry bird was here, and because of that, we got the sort of, like Muffin said, the animation cutscene playing for the bird killing you and making you respawn during that cutscene invincibility. However, this puts you in a precarious state, and because you cannot save the game after you've had the bird killing you cutscene play. So Muffin is going to do some stuff and then quit to menu so that he gets the ability to save again, and is now going to show off some incredible movement because he has so many skills and options and can just blitz through areas that require long horizontal sections, as well as use bash very precisely to get through these areas, grab a bunch of pickups, and do incredible cleanup of the Valley of the Wind area. Nice meteor kick. Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Whoosh. Yeah, I do not think that grenade hit.
No.
Oh well, it happens.
So I'll have to go for that.
Yep. All right. Sometimes you do, in fact, gotta look at the explosions.
What I'm doing is I'm like literally now kind of in the end game of the seed. So I really have like 3-ish areas left to like really dig through and like finish out. And so it's really just the culmination of like using all of these skills. Now that I have every single skill except for Charge Flame, which is not required to finish the seed outside of just collecting it as a pickup from speedrunning 100%.
Yep. Muffin showing off some very cool and precise movement like it's nothing. It's sometimes going by too fast for me to call out, but those are some really cool setups for the things that are required in this area. Just lots of really cool charge dash uses, especially chained with bash. And so this area that Muffin just finished clearing out is the entrance or the approach to the Forlorn Ruins. And there normally would be 3 more pickups along that route, but Muffin already got those by leaving Forlorn through the front door and is now going to be able to head up towards Sorrow Pass.
I'm going to go Misty.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I grabbed that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We were talking about movement and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of movement, Misty Woods in the speedrun, the most popular speedrun category, all skills, is a movement delight because you have basically all of the skills and you're just going through this area very, very quickly. You have a ton of resources. You get to do a ton of charge dashes. You get to do cool rocket jumps like this one. Muffin will show off some grenade jumps later.
Sure. Yep.
And is just going to very, very quickly just make the way through what casually is just sort of this like creepy area that you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm uneasy. It seems scary. I'm gonna move slowly. Nah, not here. Whoosh.
Yeah, this back. I'm gonna do another grenade jump. It's one of my favorites of my doubles teammate Didu. That we recently ended up winning the doubles tournament for Ori, which was super fun.
Oh yeah, we'll see the call out of that in the credits, which is very exciting.
Let's do like this.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. And now we are halfway through the Misty Woods already.
Oh yeah, that's another soft lock that can happen. Sorry, me and Eiko were talking about potential ways to like soft lock yourself in the randomizer. And if you end up skipping that tree cutscene, then you can't actually progress to this next area here, which is the kind of like latter portions of Misty.
I didn't actually know that one. Neat. All right, so this area is just supposed to be showing off the climb skill and being like, well, with climb you don't have to wall jump until these platform cycles don't change the way they do otherwise. It does not matter. We do not care about platform cycles. We can do whatever we want movement-wise, basically, and you see Muffin doing just that, basically. Just zipping through these areas at top speed. mega energy there is nice too. Yeah, just fully refills energy and it gives a bit extra. Those charge dashes that you see Muffin use cost energy. You can cancel them and refund the energy. We lose another key.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't worry. This is a perfect time for me to shout out that Muffin, in not that many days from now, will be performing the Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer World Tour 11 at Awesome Games Done Quick 2025, Sunday, late afternoon, early evening. Don't miss it. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
what was that category
World
entail in
Tour,
particular?
To explain that just very briefly, is like a bit of a shorter category, but it's another like high percentage category. But there it's like a lot more fun because like at this point, like 100% is kind of like mindless. Like I'm just going through the areas and clearing everything. But World Tour in particular is not 100%. So I'll only be getting around 2/3 of the pickups in a given seed.
Yep. And sort of the choices about which ones to grab and when can matter a lot.
So this quick
What
menu
does the 11 mean in the name?
Sorry, Shasta, what was that?
I was saying, what does the 11 mean in the name of World Tour 11? What does
So
that mean?
in World Tour, you're running around the various biomes of the world and trying to grab relics, and the number is the number of relic or biomes that have a relic. There are 11 biomes in total, so World Tour 11 is every single biome in the game has a relic.
Yep.
Okay.
The default
Makes
is
sense.
set to 8, I think.
Yeah.
But you can raise or lower that number as you please.
Nice.
World Tour 1 tournament win.
Oh no.
It would be very silly.
That sounds like chaos.
It's not quite 80%, but it's like pretty close. 80% and sometimes also go get Valley Long Swim.
Jeez, that would be terrible.
Oh, it could be fun. 2 kill, want to organize it?
No, don't do a 2 kill. All right. So now I'm going to be coming back to Valley in order to head up into Sorrow, which is like a pretty scary area usually, like especially in a speedrun, because you usually don't have like a lot of resources and a lot of health. But here we have 13 ability cells. I have a bunch of health. So like I'm good to go. Oh yeah, also here's Wilhelm. If you just throw him off the edge like that, yeah, he does a Wilhelm scream. And that is in the base game itself. If you just collect Sunstone at the top of Sorrow, that will spawn that one specific frog there.
Yep. It's also a bingo goal.
It is.
All right, so yeah, now we're in Sorrow Pass. Really fun area. A lot of cool speedrun tricks here. We didn't call that one out beforehand, but Muffin actually just did an enemy manipulation to get one of these frogs to break that vertical wall that you would normally have to either spend time with charge jump to grab. And now Muffin's just going to very efficiently clear out all the pickups in this area. Oh, I've actually never seen the 100% or random route for this specific area, so I am just sort of excited to see how you clear this stuff out.
Yeah, it's going to be very similar to how I'm going to do in World Tour 11 as well, so how do I explain this? There's going to be certain sequence breaks that we're going to be doing with a speedrun, but it's kind of funny because it actually mirrors like what the game expects you to do in a normal playthrough of the game. Just without doing all of the steps. So like here specifically, I'm in lower left Sorrow, which is a really nice area in particular, especially for a World Tour where it just randomly selects where it's going to place that relic in the given biome. So like with lower left, there's a lot more pickups and they're also a lot more dense, which this concept of pickup density can be really massive in a speedrun. And 100% pickup density really doesn't matter too much after you finish your first initial like power skill. If your first power skill is like bash or charge jump. But pickup density matters in like every other speedrun of the randomizer.
Yeah, because the areas with more pickups that you can check more quickly, just you get to save time because you are not spending as much time moving between pickups. These lasers, a little scary, but Muffin's champ, no problem. And here we get to show off some fun little collision or lack thereof up here. Ori, when bashing, has a very small hitbox, and you can just sort of squiggle up that gap. And Muffin's going to juggle this frog in a very specific way, and now is in the Sunship Sanctuary. Oh, that is a
Sorry.
rough time to lose a keycap. No, man.
Yeah, it keeps coming off my keyboard.
Yeah. This room is just sort of the ultimate in sort of Flappy Bird glide challenge. You have wind, you have glide. The thing you're supposed to do is just toggle glide very rapidly, repeatedly, to just sort of very carefully avoid taking too much spike damage. And there we have Charge Flame, our last and least useful skill. Let's give it up for Charge Flame, everybody.
Yeah, you know, like, as I've progressed in my experience with the randomizer in particular, Charge Flame is definitely the skill that gets the most flack for having fewer uses, but it does a lot of things that other skills really don't do terribly well.
No, that's definitely true.
Yeah. So, like, I've definitely grown to appreciate Charge Flame a lot more over the years.
Yeah, it's really good for clearing out large areas. It's the only skill that really lets you deal damage through walls, and because it breaks blue barriers, you can use it to grab a few pickups you would not otherwise be able to use. Also, it sounds fun. I just love the sounds Charge Flame make. It's just like a little... And the sounds get even more fun if you invest points in the worst possible way you could, which is to say the red tree.
That's a beautiful place for Gitzo Teleporter.
So useful. Nailed it. Thank you so much, Randomizer.
So I don't actually need to collect the teleporters, which is one of the few sort of things that I will just find as pickups, but aren't necessarily pickup locations. And so that's like an interesting distinction, especially for like speedrunning the randomizer itself. Is like the difference between...
Muffin, saving a bit of time. In the vanilla game, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to activate wind by breaking a wall. However, when you do a grenade jump, you can just sort of bounce off of a wall and go up very, very quickly. And Muffin here is spending a bunch of ability points just for fun. And we are now going to skip another one of those minute-long cutscenes with the save anywhere. Once the sunstone spawns in here and Muffin picks it up, can save and quit, and we will not learn where Naru is today. Who's Naru?
Okay.
Nobody knows.
So that should be, that's all of Sorrow. So Horu is left. I need to turn in a mapstone into Grove and Horu Fields. So yeah, we are rapidly coming to the final minutes of the speedrun itself. Probably time will be coming up in about 10 minutes or so. Is what I would say. Maybe less than 10, maybe a little bit more. Depends how well I do in Horu, which is honestly... one of the reasons why I love speedrunning 100% is because usually the only point to go into Mount Horu is to get access to the final escape in the speedrun of this game. But in high percentage modes like 100% or World Tour 11, Horu definitely gets a lot more love.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see because there's a lot of really fun game design there that in the early days of the randomizer you were just never ever seeing because there are multiple ways to just completely skip every bit of content there except for the final escape, which is cool. We love the final escape here.
Do you want to talk a little bit about Horu, like before, like as I'm just clearing out these?
So in the base game, Horu is this dungeon that has 8 rooms, 4 on each side, and the way it works is you have to climb all the way to the top and then start clearing the rooms one by one, because every time you clear a room, it drains a little bit of the lava. And so Muffin's showing off what this looks like. But once you've cleared out all 8 rooms, all the lava drains and you can access the final escape at the bottom. However, because of how the entrance to the dungeon works, and for multiple reasons, because there are multiple skills that allow this, you can in fact just skip all of that and go straight to the exit area and start the final escape immediately. And so most of the time you never really saw any of Horu. And to make matters worse, just from like a randomizer design perspective, there aren't many pickups in Horu. So we had in the 3.0 patch, Torin, who developed the original randomizer and went on to actually work at Moon Studios on Ori 2, which is really cool. Shout outs to Torin. Went in and said, well, what if we did 2 things? What if we made it so that the lava in Horu starts drained, because it doesn't actually matter. The only thing, because there are multiple glitches that let you skip the dungeon, the only thing that the lava being in place matters does is it limits you from accessing any of the rooms besides the top 2, because the lava also makes you do the rooms in order. So he removed all the lava, which is great, and he made it so that the end of each pickup, or finishing each of those 8 rooms gives you an extra pickup. So now Horu goes from having like 6 or 7 pickups to having 17 or something. And you can do those rooms in any order, and there's a lot of cool tech that just didn't exist before, and that's all a result of those 3.0 randomizer changes. And speaking of cool tech, Muffin is going to show off a very precise, very cool grenade jump for us twice. Thank you for taking the time to show it to us a second time. You just sort of weave through a bunch of those, and that technique is notable for making it possible to get through this room without using without having bash, because you can just sort of thread the needle there, which can occasionally come up and be very painful when it comes up. And now Muffin is going to show off a door warp. Door warps are a very cool piece of tech where doors go to different places the first frame the game, for the first frame after loading in. And sometimes they don't go to usefully different places, but in this room, it takes you to basically the last little puzzle element. And so you can skip doing a chase scene and having to flip a switch. And so after Muffin activates this room and grabs the last pickup in it, he's going to immediately teleport back to the spawn area or the teleporter for Horu. Yep. And proceed with more rooms.
Yeah, so like an interesting thing is like for the longest time, I honestly hadn't done anything for Mount Horu in the way of like thinking about, I'm dead.
Ooh.
Like thinking about how I wanted to route it in particular. And so it wasn't really until an amazing rando runner by the name of Trident, definitely one of the best rando runners. Oh, man. For sure. Like actually sat down and we chatted like pretty briefly, but we chatted about how like actually routing Horu would be good. And it's all because of like the rando devs in particular adding in these, I'm just going to play with that, the keycap at this point. It's fine.
Oof. All right. Nerfed Muffin. Sorry about your keyboard.
That's fine.
Very bit of precise movement there to like just sort of sneak up between that rock and the side of the wall there. That skips having to do a puzzle over to the right.
Yeah.
And now
you
Muffin
like can go around, and we can use the ability Charge Dash in particular to be able to go through some instant death lasers. Oops, as I get stuck there. But it is a little bit faster to just use the spikes. It saves like a couple seconds or something like that. Pretty minor. Oops. Okay. But yeah, so like doing the main room as well as the bottom rooms first is a little bit faster because they have like the most pickups, but also more importantly, they have the best pickup density.
Yeah.
So like this room here that I'm going to do, which is known as R3 because it's the third from the top, is a very, very lengthy room because I have to ride this elevator for like 20 something seconds or something like that.
Yep, and there's no skipping this.
Yeah, and there's only 2 pickups in this entire area. So, like, it really is lengthy and doesn't save much time. So, like, a lot, especially of, like, routing 100%, as well as, like, high percentage categories where you do have to get a lot of pickups, density is oftentimes going to be your friend. So, which is why I love running 100% in particular, is because you see this, like, second half of a seed that you would normally never really see unless you get a really terrible seed and a very lengthy seed in general.
Water vein Horu.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So that is 3 out of the 8 horror rooms, and we get to start to see some fun stuff in some of these. This one's fun. There's Muffin showing off that charge dashing through lasers, also showing off that Stomp has incredible physics properties. The thing you're supposed to do here is stomp that peg, and that makes that laser rotate, which then, speaking of physics properties, or you can do very funny things if you're under a rock, but you could just use Stomp to like move this block along the way and not have to interact with the intended puzzle of this room at all, which is great. Interacting with intended puzzles is slow. We don't want to do it. Also, it's icky, conceptually.
Yep.
And these are the lava flow cutscenes that have those pickups attached to them that you're seeing. And here Muffin's going to do a cool grenade jump and head over to the funniest sort of room in speedrunning, in my opinion. So basically, the thing you're supposed to do in this room is you're supposed to go through a long section and use bash and kill 8 different elementals. That's these little guys. However, the thing, and a fun thing about the game, or what's going on in the randomizer, Muffin showed off charge flame redirect, which is, I think, extremely funny. And anything that's happening in the randomizer, or this is actually true in the base game as well, is that it really only cares about you having killed 8 elementals. It doesn't care which. And one of the they respawn, and when they respawn, it counts. So even if you don't have bash at all, you can just sort of walk back and forth from the door to the first elemental and kill it repeatedly, and you will still be able to open the door. And now Muffin is heading up to the highest rooms, L1 and R1, and once he clears those, he's going to have only L3 left to do, and then it'll be time for the final escape.
Yep. So here's a really cool, precise thing. So there are certain frames within Charge Dash that cause you to be capable of phasing through, like instant kill things that are vertical. So like in particular here, because these lasers are mostly vertical, that was very close.
Oh yeah.
If I get just the right height and just the right distance, then I will end up zipping through both of these lasers. I'll give it 3 more
very
attempts.
tricky.
Yeah, my save's in the incorrect spot. Not so
yeah.
bad. That was close.
Oh, almost had it. All right.
Well, no, you gotta get it. Oh, never mind.
Oh yeah, I can get it. I can do it. Yeah, sure.
All right.
I think I'm too far to the left.
Yeah, a little bit, because you get some of those frames like very early on, so it's nice to be close.
Yeah, so like when you have like a really precise setup, this is very good. But because I placed my save, I think a few pixels to the right, now just the entire timing of this trick is completely off, which is really great. Okay. Yeah, for the sake of the estimate, I'm just gonna skip this for now. I'll show it off.
That's so valid.
Sound.
Hell yeah.
The other sequence break for this, which is very, very cool, and just to show you like still how fast this is we just literally come over there and then charge jump off the platform. So we like pretty much skip the puzzle anyway.
Yep.
It's classic speedrun moment.
For sure. Oh man, I'm just thinking about the final escape where you mostly go right without the right keycap. That's challenge mode for sure.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you have done the final escape literally thousands of times at this point, so like, you know.
Yeah, this is true. So like low key, one of my favorite things about speedrunning at like events like Games Done Quick and stuff like that is like something always breaks. Something goes wrong. Like I think for my last performance of Dark Forces I did recently at an GDQ, I had to, like I wasn't getting enough height off of explosive boosting or something, so you like throw grenades underneath you and that helps you jump higher in the first person shooter. It's the workaround for getting more height was to uncap the frame rate of like the GPU as well as the screen as I take a death.
Yeah, these little crushy things are only supposed to kill you if you get squashed under them, but Charge Dash can let you get into interesting places, and that includes the instant kill hitbox underneath the bottom. I think we actually didn't mention about Dash, which is sometimes really obnoxious and sometimes very cool, is that it resets your iframes, and so you can die very quickly with it. And here Muffin is going to show off something really cool where if you do that save anywhere trick in the middle of this cutscene when the main room is visible, it's actually going to let Muffin save and quit and reset Ori's position to the middle of the main area, which is where you enter Mount Horror from. And this is going to put Muffin in a perfect position to L3, which is the last of these horror rooms.
Yeah. So I saved L3 for last because I didn't want to vary my route too much. Because this is like always going to be the last room I go to if I'm checking for a relic.
Yeah.
Because it can be very mean, and then if I have a Sarf skill set especially, things can go wrong. Like
yeah, it's slow, and it's very possible to die here, and it's very obnoxious to die here. And now Muffin's going to show off that trick again to warp back to the bottom afterwards. This works in every single horror room, which is really neat. In a lot of horror rooms, it's not worth doing for various reasons. but it's cool. And it's nice to show it off twice back to back. And 27 experience will be the second to last pickup.
Okay, so I should have exactly 254 pickups. I missed one pickup on the map. There it is.
Oh, left.
Right in the starting
Yeah,
room.
left.
Okay.
I saw that and I was like, oh no, please don't be something bad. And it wasn't. Everything's fine. We're not even worried about it.
We're not doing most of the things here after all. We're doing all
Yeah.
the things.
I think this should be okay. So if you miss door warp on the first attempt, oh, I am getting fast loads. Okay, so this might just be like a lot more difficult. No, I got it. I got it.
Nailed
Okay.
it. First
So,
try.
Yeah, so if you miss door warp on the first attempt, it becomes like way, way, way more difficult because every single door warp is quote unquote frame perfect. There's only a single frame of activation that it works on. However, there's a bit of a buffer period. It's still very short. It's only like a few frames or something like that. So it's still an incredibly precise trick.
But you get that while it's loading in, and if you are repeatedly loading the same section of the map, the game is going to cache it, and so your subsequent loads are slower. All right, so Angry Bird is back with a vengeance. She is so mad. She just really, really wants to cook Ori's beans, and we want our beans to be uncooked, so Muffin is just going to move through this section of very deadly fire and lava and Angry Birds very quickly with a grenade jump and another grenade jump. Whoosh. Now he's got to do a zigzag. And now that he's done the zigzag, he gets to swim through some water, bash off a fish, bash off another fish, get a very precise little movement set up here to glide past a curve trigger, bash left into this wall. Extremely important to do that. And set up his position to do the final grenade jump of the run. And yes, that looks good. And with that very specific grenade jump, Muffin is going to stack two parts of the ending cutscene on top of each other, which is great. Saves some time. And speaking of time, Muffin is going to be calling
coming
it
up
soon.
in about like 25 seconds or so.
Yep.
What's the timer at right now, out of curiosity? Okay, so we'll do a quick outro then. That being said, if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/covert_muffin, I definitely do intend to stream for the next week, leading up to AGDQ, but my performance is going to be on January 5th, and that is time. Thank you so much, Shasta, for having us. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for running this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
If you're interested in trying out the randomizer, it's completely free if you own the base game itself, as long as you're not doing it on console or the Windows Store in particular, because you can't modify certain game files. Just head on over to orirando.com, and that's where you can go. And then if you would like a quick link to our Discord, which also includes the speedruns and the randomizers for both Blind Forest, as you saw here, as well as Will-o'-the-Wisps, you can go to orirando.com/Discord, and that'll just give you a Discord invite directly to our super incredibly welcoming, super incredibly friendly community. Aiko, thank you so much for jumping on the mic to help me with comms. But that's going to do it for us, folks. Enjoy the next couple of runs.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
And also don't forget to watch Covert run this run as well too, World Tour 11 during HGQ next week.
Yeah.
January 5th through 12th.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
And also, fun fact too, you have prize special jumper for that until tomorrow. So if you've got any prizes, you can submit that to HDQ if you want to. Like tomorrow, I don't know, as a thing. But yeah. Check out games. Oh my god, words. Check out gamescom and check out the HGQ 2025 important dates section. More info on this, or just this. Either way. But yeah, that being said, we have 2 more runs tonight for doing all the things. So we'll be taking a break to set those up and. Welcome back, everybody, to Do All the Things, a Hotfix show all about 100% speedruns and runs where you do all of something in a game, like we're about to see in just 1 second. But first up, before we get into it, I got a few announcements we have to read here. So, John, about Back to Black 2025, upgrade UBAF. That'll be live February 6th through 9th here on Games Quick Twitch channel. Benefiting Race Forward. Get your action, support an incredible cause. Take my submission mark BTB in chat. See the event schedule. I got you this one, chat. Don't you worry about that. If you want to find out more about the All Black student community, type BAF as well. Yeah, also, if you want to support GDQ Hotfix as well, check out the 2024 Season 4 shirts at theA.com/AGDQ. It's very cute. I'm probably gonna pick that page to keep myself. I think it's getting delivered there. I forget. But yeah, anyways, yeah, if y'all want to do what I'm doing here as well, like hosting my own show and all that stuff, you know, Games Quick is hiring, working for new showrunners like in 2025. So yeah, if you're interested in some part-time work of a recurring show, go gamesquick.com/jobs for more info. And finally, as well too, if you really like Hotfix, you know, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, yes subs, and bits cheered on GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Quick Hotfix. So yeah, if you enjoy watching speedrunning in general, just consider subscribing to the channel. Get access to your emotes and chat posts, subscribers during your replays. Also know right now that if you get 5 subs, Valorant will gift out a free sub as well too. So it's like you gift them 5, or gift them 5 but getting 6 out of it. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's the thing going on right now. Yeah, that being said, though, I want to lay this even further. So, what's up, Briarfield? Hello. What's this game right here we'll be showing us?
Well, Shasta, thank you for having me on, by the way.
Absolutely.
This is Mega Man 2, The Power Fighters. It's a spin-off of the platform series we all know, and it's disguised as a fighting game. I think you had good plans here with your little, with the scheme here today. It's wonderful, because it's very much like a hybrid. The fighting game elements are very light. There is like some force knockdown, like from Street Fighter, and so the special moves. This is the game that introduced the special moves of like the Rockman upper that Mega Man's known for now. And yeah, a little bit of hyper armor, at least something similar to hyper armor that I'll be using for the speedrun. This is very much a time attack where we're doing a boss rush, and the all stories category will be swapping between all 3 of the different routes this game has, and you'll get to see them very shortly. But yeah, I'll get into it with a lot of optimizations I've made over the last couple years. I do have some news, as well. I do have 5 world records for this game. While practicing for this show last night or very early this morning, new world record for this category. Last year, last year I was on this show, got a PB with the with Asuka's show with another Mega Man block, and just another incredibly wild time save. It's the first sub 17. I'm gonna have to take my estimate down maybe this year. It's
maybe
yeah. But thank you.
We'll see, I guess.
Alrighty. Well, I'll get started here. Got to insert some coins, and then we'll get started. Here we go. Every time, I'm gonna pick Proto Man, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But here's the 3 stories. Every time we're gonna finish one of these stories, it will end in a Wily capsule fight. At the end of the Wily capsule, I will restart. I might say reset, but that doesn't mean we need to reset the time or anything. But after the 3rd fight, we will recover the new parts, the 3rd story. That'll be the time at the 3rd Wily capsule fight here. But here we go.
Yeah, sure.
In 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, I picked Gyro Man first. Let's see, this is a good fight to have. It has a good secondary weapon. I'll be doing what you see here is like these medium charge shots. The damage numbers, after looking them up, there's a chart that explains like the normal buster is 1, the medium charge is 4, and then the fully charge is 6. And I do a little bit of medium charge spam there. It might be familiar to Mega Man X5 and 6 and stuff, as that's more optimal than like waiting to fully charge. And we're gonna fight Plant Man second. Plant Man second's great because they're gonna start getting phase 2 animations and attacks. Plant Man's phase 2 is just a big time waster with plant barrier. So just like Mega Man 6, you can't hit him at all during that. So a lot of buster strats here. This first story is a lot of execution instead of weakness order. And one of the things we're avoiding is the weakness animation that's going to play. So I'm doing a lot of animation skips to optimize this fight. 3rd, I normally fight Centaur Man first. I might try to, because he likes to block a lot. He's going to have a phase 2 where he's going to be more aggressive, though. He's going to have his spear and his arrow attacks. He actually has a way more fleshed out kit than he does in Rockman 6. Like, all these thematic attacks, instead of just like a time stopper, he has like this cool bow and arrow and the spear. Oh my goodness. There is the weakness animation. So that's what it's going to look like to... Nice block. Wake up block. Oh yeah, and you've seen me at the end of each round collect all these orbs. The game will wait a few extra seconds for you to pick those up. It's point orbs, and one of them is a weapon along with health. So any fans of orbs would probably enjoy running this game.
Probably. Assumingly so, at least.
All right. Yeah. Here, we're doing a little bit of Gyro Man here. Want to swap. I want to do... Here we go. Centaur arrow. Wait for Eddie to walk by. No, he dropped the power-up. We're trying to avoid that power-up because it will remove our weapons. A big part of saving a lot of time is the boss order selection. See that phase 2 for Shadow Man? He actually gets like a Ninja Frog summon. It's amazing. Very Naruto Ultimate Ninja right there. Again, he doesn't get that in Mega Man 3, but looks great here. The best part about using the weakness on him when he has that frog is he doesn't do the force knockdown that's like the Street Fighter knockdown, so it saves a lot of time fighting him when he has more health. And he can do the phase 2. Here we're gonna fight Bubble Man. He's weak to not Metal Blade, but Shadow Blade works in this case. And now that we've got him lower than half, we could do these extra damage hits, but the knockdown will start to still save time using the weakness of the Robot Masters over like saving it because the health bars are getting too big. There we go.
Oh, the wind just bouncing across the screen every time. Very charming.
So this game is so charming, so cute, and the sprite art is amazing, and it gives so much character to like all these Robot Masters that, you know, it came before 16-bit graphics and stuff. Nice. Everyone gets like a really cool kit. Like they almost have a full fighting game moveset. There we go. Bubble Land on Heat Man. I can't believe it. It's real. It's just like Mega Man 2. Whoa. There's a few Mega Man 2, like some really good moments. There it is. Eddie's just walking right off. Good. We don't want him. This is a trick I discovered or made consistent thanks to the practice room, SGDQ 2023.
Ooh.
Big shout outs to World 9 for that.
Shout out to World 9. Goated.
I was goofing around in there, and then I had a save against this boss. It was like, wait a minute. It keeps happening on accident. How do I make this happen on purpose? Eddie forget it. He just walks off. What am I doing here? Okay, we're going against the Mega Man 7 intro boss. Shout out to Mad Grinder. He's doing the grinder thing. We need that because that's the first example I can exhibit of the hyper armor. This is his weakness. I hit him several times before he even reacted because that attack has, I guess, hyper armor. Do something. Nice, stunned him. Okay, phew. Did not going to get squished.
Nice.
You get a very cartoony squish like paper roll floating back down.
You're not getting mad Ryan today.
It's very silly, but it does waste time.
Oh no!
Here he is.
We could have expected Wily.
I can't believe it. In the search for Wily, we found him.
Whoa!
Now we got to beat him. So I'm throwing a little bit of everything, including the kitchen sink. I gotta just get rid of the shield attacker. This is the worst of the 3 fights. It is the hardest. I could still die, but here we go. Gonna use the weakness and just hope for some ammo.
Great face from Wily right there.
It's a great... There's so many great sprites on hitting with weaknesses on a lot of the Robot Masters. No refunds, no rebates. I'm getting some points, but it is nice to be able to stun him. The shield attacker is like the world's worst, strongest assist trophy. Nothing from...
Yeah, they're putting in work right now.
Yeah, there it is. Just a brief moment of like this afterburner. They just fires it off in reverse. It's mean. So mean. You can do...
Tiny health bar.
Some Buster only strats here. Mid-charge damage for the stun cycles. Dang, that's the best I could do for that with the ammo.
It's really just an arcade game giving you just a short countdown like this. Do something right at the end.
Yeah, what happened right there was I got the last hit, so I'm allowed to reset. And that was the first capsule fight. Up next, my favorite story, Rescue Roll. Because of Elect Man, we get Thunder Beam. We get to use a weapon that is like nobody's weakness, but is also super strong and super busted, just like it is in Mega Man 1. And also, if we Rescue Roll early, we get double weapon energy. It's super good. And as a Capcom creator who draws lots of roll emotes for my stream channel, roll's great. Slash Man. I'm hoping for a...
She's alright, I guess. No, it's okay.
Bam. And hoping for a good, clean fight here. Nice.
Oh, wow, this really is broken. Oh my gosh.
Triple hits.
Goodbye, health bar.
Goodbye, health bar. Come on, come on. No roll. Okay, it's fine. I'm waiting. No fight cut man next. Another Mega Man 1 fight. I get to do these.
All right, that's great. Good intro. Just cuts his way in from the background. That rules.
It's so good. Except he can also cut into the background. Oh no. Kind of doing that to avoid Eddie. No, he's got 1 HP.
No. Oh.
Shut up. There we go. Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
Well, okay, we get to showcase his super cool face here. He does warp reality. He never gets to do that any other time. Yeah, I'd like to think he's got a fan on his shield or something for his scarf to always billow. Okay.
It's quite impressive, honestly. Or it's just a very windy day, either way.
Yeah. Okay, here we go with... Oh, missing a shot's not great. We're hoping to stun lock Mr. Power Stone over here. Shout outs to Power Stone, if you know, an amazing arcade fighter kind of game. That's the name of his attack. He just didn't get to use it.
Just call Power Stone straight up.
Yeah,
I love it.
there's a few games that are named after Street Fighter or Mega Man attacks, like Cannon Spike. That's Cammy's move. Also a really cool shmup kind of game, top-down shmup.
I've not heard of that one before.
Still no roll. We're hoping to do another hyper armor quick kill, just on right on cue here. Nice. Goodbye.
Damn. Goodbye, health bar once again.
That's great. Good RNG. If he flies up, you want to like stun him down. He'll reset his pattern. There's roll. Okay.
Hey.
So it says rescue roll, but when you find her, she says she stole a part. So she's really out here doing crimes against Dr. Wily, and I love it. Honestly, not a damsel. Come on, Dive Man. Actually weak to this, by the way. Look at that sprite when we hit him.
It's beautiful, honestly.
These have been super fast. This is the fastest category. Because of Elect Beam, Thunder Beam. Okay. Oh, Yellow Devil. Here we go. Mega Man 1 fans.
Yellow Devil.
Good thing we...
Not a fan of this boss, but I'm a fan of the idea.
Right. The worst part is I have to get really close. It becomes a game of chicken of trying to get as much of the... Like, all 3 hits. Bad batter. Okay, it could be worse. If it was the traditional, like, horizontal attack... They have a little bit of tracking on them, so it's really evil. It's meant to kill you. Okay, there we go. Okay, that could have been worse.
We take those. We take those.
Yeah, music's great. Sprite art's great. It's just a really good celebration of the series. At least 1 through 7. Duo has a cameo for the Mega Man 8 fans. And we're gonna do, here we go. Weakness is Slash Claw. We're hoping for the little helper, the ad. There he goes. He's on the other side. That's perfect. He won't mess with me. So not just looping it like that, but we could do a little bit of Thunder Beam and get the stun. Whoops. There we go. I had a jump beat.
Nice.
I have just enough ammo for the capsule fight. This is great because it's also, the capsule is weak to Thunder Beam, and we're hoping to 2-cycle this. So that's a good hit.
Oh.
More than half. Okay, that's story 2. Yeah.
Hey, 2-cycle. Nice.
Okay, my favorite is Story 3 because recover the missing parts. The power-up's not great, but Gutsman is.
This is true.
We get to fight him first, so this fight is very much like the first two. How you feeling about this fighting game, Mega Man?
It's really cool, honestly.
The power-up in the first one does do some stuff to like the super moves, but too bad they're slow. It's like Mega Man's upper doesn't go as high, so like the recovery frames are shorter that way. But because of the heavy knockdown, you can't really do anything after landing faster. There's no combos. So there's stuff like that. They're cooking. They're doing some half fighter stuff. You can get dizzy status if you get knocked around too much. It's like there's little things here that make it feel like a fighting. Oh, okay. He almost did a guard counter on me. He'll block and then fire Pharaoh Wave. I heard the Pharaoh Wave, but like it didn't come out. So like I hit him before then. That was really good. So we're just gonna throw rocks. Gutsman super arm. Throw rocks at everybody. Here's Quick Man. We're gonna just throw rocks at him and hope he doesn't. I love this ammo pickup. Eddie does so much more pressure than any final boss. Oh my god, that's really good.
Hey.
He does. Quick Man will do a lot of like quick guards, just guard one attack and then dash at you. Like, can really mess up your flow. I've been bullied. That's how I saved so much time last night, was actually having a decent fight against Quick Man. Same deal with Napalm. We're hoping to stun lock. The thing is, we're gonna run out of ammo before he's low. And Eddie's gonna keep interrupting. There's the manip. Very good. Very good. I'm gonna swap to Barrel Wave. I don't want to use the weaknesses on anybody. The reason Super Arm is so good, it does 6 damage, the same amount as a fully charged shot, but you could throw rocks so fast. It's just a really good off-weakness weapon. So we just skip all those animations. It's 3 seconds every time that plays. And same as the power-up. Gemini's cool. If you wait to fight him this late, his phase 2 starts immediately with the clone. He has hyper armor the whole time. This is his weakness, but he's not reacting to it. We're gonna throw rocks now. No Eddie, this is great. So just gonna throw rocks and come on, a lot of blocking. Still pretty fast.
Very nice.
And I've saved the best for last. Here's hoping everything goes well. Airman has a quick kill, and we're just hoping he does the thing.
Do the thing, come on.
Do the thing. He's doing it.
Remix. Ooh.
As a round 6 quick kill. Yeah. He has the most health. In other runs, he's doing. People will fight him second, right after Gutsman, and do the quick kill. But you can still do it when he has the most health, and that saves the most time. All right, Mega Man 2 fans.
Oh my god, these remixes.
This is your favorite part right here.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. I will grab this ammo. No Eddie. Oh, that's great. Don't even have to worry about it. The small refills are giving me life, but here's Pharaoh Wave to clean it up. There we go. Ah,
nice.
Beautiful. The only crime is that it was too short for the Mega Man Wily one. Mega Man 2 Wily one.
Perfect though. Sheesh.
That could go so hairy. Like the bouncing could go like in any direction. I've had to chase and readjust so many times. Sometimes if the angle, they could bounce forward.
The mini dragon.
Yeah, the little baby eggs. That's one of the Mech Dragon's attacks. We're gonna just loop Wily here because the damage is 12. He's weak to this. It's massive. Yeah, I'm gonna take that big ammo just to keep doing this. Yeah, we're saving a lot of time that way. The fact that I don't have boomerang, quick boomerang is there. It is the weakness for Mech Dragon, but it's slow because it only does 3 damage times 2. And this is doing 6 already. All right, fun thing. If you like damage stacks from maybe Castlevania games that have that, the Napalm Bomb on the capsule here will do damage stacks as well. And this saves a lot of time. I discovered this after, DBK discovered this. That's time, by the way. Oh my goodness, time. Okay, I didn't know I'd get good stacks. That it happens.
You're just that good of a gamer, honestly.
All right, good stuff. That was pretty good.
GG's.
How are we looking? I mean, I don't expect it to beat the one from last night.
It's like on stream it was a 17-11.
17-11. That's really good. That's really good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed really
I
good.
haven't done my homework recently. I forget what the current world record is for all stories. For all stories normal, the current world record is 1730. The one I got last night pending is 1641. So this is like, I don't know, another sub current world record kind of thing. How's that work?
Sheesh. So basically you beat the current record on the leaderboards twice now? Like two days in a row? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think they both happened today. Yeah, you got me though.
Technically, okay, yeah.
The 1 a.m. gamer.
Impressive, to say the least.
Thank you. Thank you for showing me this very wacky, like, platform, pretending to be a fighting game kind of game.
It's a very nice hybrid. Works very much its own thing that works very well with, like, the universe it's setting itself in, Mega Man universe.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, you can just play this like Mega Man. It's a very good pickup game because each category is each of the stories, along with all 3 back-to-back like this. If you already play Mega Man, it's not a mash kind of game, so it's also easy on the hands, and it's good for runbacks. Very, very fun. Very, very fun.
Absolutely. In that case, where can people follow you if you want to see more of this or maybe other stuff you're streaming?
Well, I'm on Twitch. I'm also on Blue Sky. I do have my highlights on Twitch for the 1641 if people want to see that one. And I sometimes you might see me in maybe the volunteering circle, But that's it for me.
Absolutely.
Thank you again so much for having me on, Shasta.
Absolutely. It was a great time. That being said, we do have one more run tonight, which is Rivals Aether II, a recent favorite of mine. I'm actually literally going I'm going to a local game tomorrow, so shout out to that. Love that game a lot. I have to have it in my show. I have that next year, so don't miss out on that. BRB always set that. Welcome back, everybody, to Do All the Things, the Hotfix show all about 100% speedruns and runs where do all something in the game. For instance, Rivals Aether II, baby. Classic mode all characters right now with Helix. Take it away.
Hey, that's me. I'm Helix. Sometimes I play this game. I'm here with someone who also sometimes plays this game.
Yeah, sometimes I'm Cavasco, and I play this game less speedrun, more sweaty tryhard. But yeah,
Same.
I used to be sweaty tryhard, and then speedrun was fun, and then I only did that for a while. So yeah, it is exactly what Shasta just said. We have all 10 characters here. We're playing a classic mode, or arcade mode, rather, on easy with all of them. Before I do anything, I need to mention that I am on a previous patch of the game. I don't remember what the patch is called, but I think you can see the version number over there in the bottom left corner of the game screen. And that is because there was a new patch that was released, what was it, like the beginning of this month, I think? That completely changed the character AI and ruined all of our strats. I didn't update. I stayed on this one. And I mean, you can down patch because it's on Steam, but I stayed on this one for speedrunning. I have not touched the new patch at all, actually, since it dropped. Oops. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's not too bad.
With that said, we can just get into it. So I will start. Time starts when I press start on the screen on Zetterburn. We time this RTA, or not RTA, we time this IGT, just add up all the IGTs. But of course, for our purposes, we're timing RTA. Anyway, on go. 3, 2, 1, go. So each character has 8 levels. Each even number level. Hold on. Hey, raster. Oh, my fire wore off. Well, this is already a mess. What if we just did it again? That might end up being faster at this point.
That's okay. You're allowed for
Hell
that
yeah.
one.
I mean,
AI doesn't always
technically it's a
cooperate.
reset because this is still the first
There you
character.
go.
See, that's
There you
what's
go.
supposed
Now
to
you're
happen.
playing like a
There it is.
Zetterburn kick
But
player.
technically, that's a reset. I can't believe it just reset live on GDQ. Yeah, I can. Each
Yeah, so like Zebrin's thing is that like whenever you get your enemies on fire, if you like do like a smash check, like the like up smash there, that Helios just did, it'll be more powerful. Or if we get or throw like forward throw also works too.
Each odd numbered stage is a one-on-one, so this is stage 3. Yeah, Zetterburn's thing in this run just kind of ends up being neutral bees, like a shine. It also sets them on fire, and then that combos into downer really nicely, and we can just loop that until they have enough damage, where I can just use a high-powered smash attack because of the fire, and then they're gone. Here is target
Zetter's stare
test.
is insane.
Okay, it's kind of a mess already.
I think my favorite part of this run is the fact that you have to do every single one of these target tests.
Yeah,
like
it's
this.
nice. A lot of like, if we were timing this primarily RTA, I would just throw myself into the blast zone there and we would move on. But because we're timing IGT, I can't do that because it will give me a 2-minute penalty. I actually think it's really cool. Nice. That went really well.
Nice.
I think it's really cool.
Zetter's down air is just it's so ridiculous. Like it may look like it's just working because it's against the easy AI, but you can go into a match right now and you can do that. Trust me, it would work.
It's a very good move.
It's
I just
also
noticed
safe on
the
shield.
business of maples. That's great.
Oh yeah, the horde battles all have different like descriptors. Like
Yeah,
I don't know
nice.
all of them. I don't even know a few, but
I don't know all of them either. I know like Forsburn is a cackle of Forsburn, which is fun.
that's the one I know because I
Love
did
that.
Loxodon. I did Loxodon
Yeah.
hard mode arcade speedruns, and I have lost to the cackle of Forsburn many a time. Speaking of Forsburn,
Nice. Yep. Well, not anymore. He's gone.
my bad.
Yeah, and then here is the boss. This is an Abyss skin of, whatever character the boss is, and they also have 30 armor points. So I have to get rid of the armor before they will actually start taking percent.
The Abyss skins are really cool. You can get them now, apparently. I didn't know this till like 20 minutes ago, but they're finally obtainable.
Oh, shoot, I don't...
Oh yeah.
He wasn't on fire.
They just gave it to everyone at one point.
There we go. Alright, and that is Zetterburn, so I'm gonna just sort of get out of here as quickly as I can. 114 is fine. And move on to Claren. This is gonna be one of my worst characters. Claren's moveset does not necessarily lend itself well to... Claren's moveset does not necessarily lend itself well to getting quick KOs in arcade mode, unfortunately. Can I just grab ledge? Yeah. Like, if you're familiar with Melee, Project M, other platform fighters, ledge mechanics are roughly the same as those games. Not the same as in, like, Ultimate, but if you have grabbed the ledge, then another character will not be able to grab the ledge. You have possession of the ledge, basically. And we use that to our advantage. I definitely forgot to do the strat here, but that's okay. I didn't honestly think I was going to remember it. I learned that strat last night, so I'm not surprised that I forgot.
Claire in particular is also kind of like Marth or any of those like characters that have like a part of their sword, it's like a sweet spot that does more knockback and damage. So in case of Claren, the blue parts of her sword here is one that'll do more damage. The very end of it.
And
So that's what we're trying to hit most of the time, it looks like.
since it's also an earlier patch, right now her sweet spots are actually bigger, I think, because that was like a nerf, like maybe it was the December 3rd patch, but we saw a moment right there in that last one where the F-Strong hit very clearly under the ledge because that's what the funny F-Strong does.
Yeah, it does do that. So that's the thing about... this is going horribly. That's the thing about speedrunning this Claren, is that your spacing has to be really good. I never play this character. My spacing is not very good. We're back to target test. The problem with target tests, these are most likely not going to go well because you can't practice these. The only way you can access these target tests right now is by playing the game in arcade mode up to stage 4. And then you get one shot at it. Whether you do good or you do bad, it moves on. So, can't retry them, gotta play through arcade mode again to get back to the target test. Devs, if you're watching, please make these accessible via their own menu.
Yeah, because they're
Please.
cool.
We've been begging for this. I would love to play these on their own.
There could be some really cool strats found if so. Like, I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever seen like the melee target test, like individual levels. They are insane.
Absolutely. There we go. I'll just stand there and hit my forward smash button.
Yeah.
Like every other Clarion player.
I was gonna say the same thing if you didn't.
This is actually a very nice horde battle. I can just kind of stand on here and press down strong, and it works. Well, except for if they grab me like that. And then grab.
Oh no.
It's fine.
I forgot he has that move. It's
So did
it's
I,
a bit of a weird
actually.
angle. Sometimes in these horde battles, the AI will just like run away from you if they like when they're trying to recover. It can be really annoying.
Like the flop there.
Yeah.
The air taunts.
Taunt
I
air.
love air taunts in this game. They're so funny.
It's hilarious.
If you press taunt in the air, it will put you into like a.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, nice. Like a falling animation or tumble. It's called tumble. You go into tumble if you air taunt, and then you can do like a get up attack. But in a previous patch, you used to be able to tech it, and it was the best way to get off ledge was to jump air taunt tech. It was very funny.
Zipper, nice.
Oh, he's mixing up
fucking
his ledge options.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Sometimes the AI. What I personally found about the easy AI is because they're so not very smart, it can be really hard to tell what they're doing.
I'm not gonna lie, that Clarion run could have gone a lot worse, so it's fine. Here's your main.
Oh, Loxodont.
It's my main, yeah.
It's my main. This is the
Oh, wait,
speedrun that
Rano.
I did.
I was looking at Rano, my bad.
Oh, you
That's
think of
my main.
Rano? Of course.
I already
You're a
messed it
ninja
up.
player.
I was supposed to
Yeah.
roll to ledge to start this off, and I forgot.
Oh yeah, then he runs at you and you just be able to back throw downer him.
Yeah,
Oh, you should be able to get him here.
Oh,
Kind of surprised 4th wouldn't kill,
I realized what was
actually.
happening sooner. I could have just gone over and down there. This should not ever take 30 seconds. Sure, dude.
Oh.
This stupid frog that I hate.
Yeah.
There we go.
True.
No.
See, if this was the December
No.
3rd version, they gutted him in the December 3rd patch.
That's true. They did.
Got him. He's still pretty good.
I mean, yeah, this is a whole nother debate. This is I guess I didn't really do the easy mode Loxodont. I only ever ran hard mode Loxodont, and
CPUs did not do what I wanted them to do here.
yeah, that happens.
And so now we're off script again, which just means I have to wing it again, which I'm not always the best at. Oh, that'll work.
I am a big fan of this Crag AI in the hard mode arcade mode because he kind of pops off. Oh, Maple, my beloved.
There we go.
We all
That's
have
what
that
I'm supposed to
character we
do for
dislike.
basically all of these.
There you go.
Yeah, just throw them off
Double
and just
dunk.
like mash down there until they
It's
die.
so satisfying to see.
Yeah.
That Maple I hate.
Okay, I don't know why I thought I had a second jump there. I don't know what character I thought I was playing as. DDD maybe?
Yeah, I can see the resemblance.
Close enough.
You know, he's
Yeah.
got Gordo plus like Wii
Yeah,
Fit
okay.
Soccer Ball. Meatball's a really fun move.
It is a
That's
very
like
fun
the
move.
Nutra V where you throw the magma orb, but we call it meatball because it looks like a meatball.
Yeah.
There's even like a quick Loxodont skin.
Oh, Chef
that's the
Loxodont,
meatball.
I have that one.
Yeah,
It's
Chef
so
Loxodont.
funny. Chef,
It's great.
it's even better because it has a custom win theme that is like a weird rendition of the Loxodon win
It's really
theme.
good.
Which, when I first
Caco Force
when I first got that Loxodon skin, I had game music disabled, and I only found out like 2 hours later. It was great. This one you can just
rules.
spam down strong for the most part. Yeah,
I got the weak hit on one of them though, so he's coming back.
yeah. I mean, I guess if there's like a brief moment, like the weak hit of Loxodon's strong attacks are all way stronger if he has magma stacks, but there's no time to do that in the speed run. That takes time. You have to like stand in a puddle of lava for like a whole second. Goodbye, Claren.
By Claren. My
You love
beloved
to see
personally.
it.
I don't like fighting Claren.
Also my beloved.
Yeah.
My beloved is Maple. That matchup is awful for my main fleet. Anyway, the boss Setterburn, I'm just gonna kind of mash Nair until a certain point.
It's just like real box on place. How many times can I make this joke? Shasta gets me.
I get you. I
This
get you.
did not go how I wanted it to go. In all of my practice, I was able to just spam Nair a bunch until I got them off stage, and then I'd be pretty much easily set up for
See, now-
down here, but whatever.
See, that was the result, the funny magma
that was the
stack, which
magma.
makes those hitboxes a little insane.
All right, so Crag is by far the funniest character in this run.
You could have
And
just
probably in
stopped before
general,
you said in
honestly.
the run. Yeah.
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 We love the funny
Oh,
rock creature.
it's the-
Oh,
So
okay.
you saw what I did there. Very
Yeah.
complicated tech known as stand there and press your forward smash button. We're gonna do it again right here.
Again, just like actual Crag players.
Oh, goodbye.
I've seen people lose in bracket to that before.
I've
Like,
almost lost in bracket.
We're laughing, but like, it's the
I've almost
same.
lost in it for sure.
I've almost lost to Crag spamming F strong.
We're gonna do it again.
I've lost online many times before to Craig's Swing F Strong.
This,
Just out of nowhere.
This is why we do the old patch. AI is really funny. They just run at you.
Yeah, they don't do that in the new patch.
Which,
I actually
like,
play the game a little bit here. Oh, I missed a target. That's it's fine.
this target test actually looks pretty cool.
Hey.
The way I did it is the fastest way to do it, though, and there's not much depth to it, so unfortunately, it's not that cool. In my opinion.
It's just because it looked optimized.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Force Burn.
He just turned around. Accepting of his fate. Yeah.
A skull fleets. I'm gonna point out like every one of these. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I only know Cackle Force Burn, so I'm glad to know the others. Oh, ew. Why did that hit?
Come back. Okay. Yeah, I used the pillar there to just get up closer to where they spawn so I can hopefully KO them a little bit quicker. Didn't work on the last one, but that's fine.
Raster.
Oh no!
Oh my god, the perfect
the
shield.
shield.
That was not just a shield, a perfect shield. That's
I have to
crazy.
play the game now?
He
What
flipped
the heck?
on you.
Sheesh.
I don't play this character. I only know how to forward smash.
So you play the
Okay.
character.
You only know rock. There we go.
Come on.
All right, and so this is by far the funniest part of Crag.
Oh,
I
I
time it
haven't
right.
Oh,
seen
I-
this.
I got a feeling I know what's going on.
Oh.
I now have a feeling what's going on. Oh no.
You can just beat the boss. You can beat Crag's boss, at least on this patch.
Which
By
all
just
Maple players said
standing
that.
there, waiting for it to jump off, and then grabbing ledge at the right time.
If only that's how the actual matchup worked.
Yeah. Okay, can someone explain Maple's gimmick for me? Also, keep an eye out. Hopefully, Fleet does what I want her to on this stage and things go my way.
You press the neutral B and it puts like a little stack on people, and then when you hit a strong attack as Maple, it will rock them. You can also get it with side B,
Yeah.
and it's very strong and it's very ridiculous. And you can also tether to people, but we're probably I've had to guess we're not going to be tethering to people.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Tethered
Probably not
to
using Lily
somebody,
either, I
something
imagine.
went wrong. But yeah, that
Imagine probably all season Lily.
that
Yeah,
strat
the down
on
B.
Yeah.
that strat on the doubles match requires Fleet to do that neutral air. So she actually helped me out a ton there. Thank you, Fleet.
That's good. Yeah,
Thank you, Fleet.
the Maple neutral B is really tough to deal with because like
Whoa,
if
I
you get
just
hit by it, if you get hit by it once, you have the stack on you, and then you're just stuck with it until you pummel or parry. And like even if you like parry one of the Maple neutral Bs, they're just gonna keep throwing more.
Yeah.
I was wondering what happened to that one target there, but I forgot. Yeah, Maple down there just like puts like a little like vine on the bomb, like on the floor, but
Yeah.
right below her.
No matter how far it is.
That's awesome.
Shoot, this is not necessarily the strat here. I made it work though.
Yeah, you have the funny
That
forward
actually-
air.
Double dunk.
That actually might have been faster, or not faster, but safer than the normal strat there.
That move I hate.
Yeah.
I'm a big hater of what was the group of Forsburn called?
Pride of Fords or Zeraburns.
That's good. Or sorry, Zetter.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the forward air of the chic forward air that type moves that spike. But
Yeah.
that's a skill issue.
It's a very good move. Also, you can also double up on it a lot, which really helps.
You can just like do it like 3 times in a row. I call it the Nasby one because that's how Nasby one played for a bit.
I'm gonna try to do something
Oh yeah.
kind of complicated here.
Shasta knows.
Do this again.
I know.
And then 2 forward airs. Perfect. That one is really annoying to do.
Nice.
So that actually went really well.
Nice.
Shasta.
Also, oh no, Ron, no.
Oh, there he goes. I forgot you played Nasby one.
I'm
Shasta.
sorry.
That's awesome.
I love Lassie
We
one. That game is
literally
still
played
fun.
in bracket.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, main stage. You almost won. That was
Good times.
I almost lost to you.
Okay, that maple actually was a pretty good maple run.
Sheesh.
Nice.
Shouts to platform fighters in general. I'm thinking about that.
We love platform fires.
Fork time.
True. That's why
Yeah,
I'm here.
Rono. Yeah.
No, that frog I hate. I'm out of here. Eat my Toronto at that. It's always cool.
Yeah, you're gonna see that setup once
So
more.
here-
Down air into first hit up air into up tilt into up smash. Except this time, hopefully I'm gonna hit both of them. I need Arcane to not try to health. And also I'm gonna have to up tilt twice. Okay, I only got one of them and then my game lagged, so I didn't get the first hit up air. So we are completely off script now.
So this game has a fun little mechanic to it where if you fast fall as soon as like an arrow comes out, you actually like do what's called hit falling. So you just like fast fall immediately to the ground. You can do another move immediately, act out of it immediately.
Yeah, well,
that's what Helix just did right there.
you also have to hit. You have to hit them in order to be able to hit fall, but that's a small price to pay. It's very good. Okay,
It's such
Yeah,
a cool
you
mechanic.
just up tilt 4 times on up smash and it just kind of works.
that's funny.
I'm going to make use of the super jump. Oh, if I position my back right, I would have gotten both targets there. If you crouch and then jump with Rana, you get a super jump. It's neat. Actually useful.
forgot
in this
It's
about
fight.
very useful. Yeah, it's very, very useful, honestly.
This is
I've seen
okay.
it a few times personally.
Get the target. Yes. Okay, I had to use all my resources there.
Hey.
Really
Rana
messed
has
it
a
up,
few
but
things I always
fixed it.
forget. Like
Yeah.
the up B
There's
where
a lot
you
of really fun
spin.
tech about him.
But anybody ever use the up B where you spin? I don't even know how to do it.
It's like if at the very like apex of the up B, you press A. I think you hold A actually. I don't do it often, so I forget.
He has
but
a lot
yeah,
of
that's how you do it.
intricacies, like bouncing the needles off the bubble. That one's cool.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
really fun because of stuff like that.
I think that one's like kind of new. I don't think
Here's
that
where my
was there
setups
originally.
stop working because the CPUs tend to DI or like influence the direction I launch them somewhat randomly. and
Colony
so
of Crags.
Trying to do my combo stuff.
Wait, was it called Colony of
working.
Crags?
That's
Yeah.
Good.
Very, very good. Yeah, this would not work on a new patch for sure because like they gave like more of a weak spot to the area parts of Rana's down smash here.
Yeah, I probably have to use a different smash attack here. It's
Probably.
faster if I use up smash, but I just don't trust myself to actually hit up smashes that consistently on these crags.
The sweet
so,
spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Another fun thing Rano has that nobody really knows about is the hand. Shasta, you know about the hand? The
Oh, I do,
the
yeah.
fully charged strong is really funny.
It's really funny.
Yeah, the hand, look.
No, that's not. Oh,
There it is.
you're.
Oh,
What? Oh yeah.
hey, there it is. It's not even like a weak hit either. It's just it's fully charged up smash. Like it does that amount, not that, but from far away.
It's really
so
strong.
good.
But then you get it parried because it's kind of obvious. Yeah.
All the loops.
What is this?
Hey, yo.
This is. I'm getting flashbacks to Smash 4 Fox.
I need
Oh,
to scroll
gosh.
my notes. Okay.
Just keep jabbing.
Alright, Forsburn is another one of my worst characters. So we'll see how this goes.
And since this is like pre-patch Forsburn, the strongs don't work, which does matter.
Yeah, they work sometimes.
Well, the AI thankfully is not gonna like be hard DIing one way or another, but since this is an old patch, it's really easy for people to fall out of the first hit of Forsburn F strong and up strong.
Okay, I'm glad Maple loves to pretend to help here and didn't try to this time, so. That's oftentimes the best thing that your ally can do in these 2v2s is nothing. We're back to back strats here. Oh, it didn't care?
Oh, of course.
Uh-oh.
See, the fleet AI is a really
Oh, no.
annoying one to edge guard, and that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yep, and now the smash attacks are not working.
Again, twice in
There
a
we
row,
go.
and
Well,
people
that's
were
fine.
saying this move wasn't broken. Fleet can be really hard to edge guard in those scenarios where she doesn't get KO'd immediately because she has a float and the AI will always use it, and then they'll wall jump. It's just a little annoying.
Alright, and this is my least favorite target test. It's just really awkwardly laid out and takes.
You can definitely tell for sure. Oh my goodness.
I have
You're
to
going
wonder,
everywhere
like,
here.
this is one of those things where if we could individually practice the target test, I'm sure this one could end up cool, but it would need, like, a lot of things to be found out. Like, for
There is
example,
a cool
doesn't-
thing you can do with Forsburn's clone in that stage, but I am horrible
there
at
is?
it. And yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
just
that's
terrible
exactly
at
what I
them.
was wondering. Like, if you can get the clone to go break targets or go walk over to them and explode them.
Which now I
that's
should
the whole
probably
mechanic.
explain. You can spawn a clone
Yeah,
with Forsburn. It's awesome.
Whole
You want me
mechanic
to
that's
do it
just
right now?
not
It's
used
just
in
for fun.
easy mode. Because, whoa, there he is! The doubles partner!
Whoa.
Yeah, so the clone by default will just run at people. You can change his direction to like run away or run towards somebody. And if you press the button again, the clone will explode as like a little shine. And then Forsburn has this whole mechanic that we're also not seeing because it's pointless against the easy AI where you can create smoke and you'll be hidden in it and you can absorb the smoke and you get like a powered up clone. And he'll actually attack and stuff. And it's really cool, but
Okay,
it doesn't
well,
really have a use here.
Want to be up here so they can be KO'd off the top more quickly because they'll be closer to the top blast zone, but it's not been working out.
Just seeing all the Rhino just super jump all around you.
Yeah.
Shasta, did you catch what the group of Rhino was called?
Oh, I missed it.
It's an
Does anyone in chat know what a group of frogs is called?
army, apparently, of Rhino.
An army.
That's weird.
Oh.
Well, you can see the smoke. I didn't mean to do that, but I did do it.
Oh yeah,
So I got
F-Tilt
rid of it.
also does it.
Yeah.
F-Tilt and Nutra Special and Special Pummel, which is another fun Rivals
Yeah,
mechanic
that's
that I don't
correct.
think we'll be seeing today.
If you press the special input, like instead of like the A button normally in like Smash, for instance, to pummel someone, do a little more damage, then it'll do like a special like thing that's unique to each character.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's the same for get
Force
ups.
Burn, it spawns with smoke. For me, Rana personally, it just does like 4 different like needle stacks. That's the mechanic he has. Et cetera, et cetera.
There we go. I am so
I did
bad with
see-
Forsburn. There's a reason I never played this character.
Force Burn's hard,
Does not
honestly.
click with me whatsoever.
I love Forsburn.
best
That guy's
person-
my goat. He's fun.
The best person in my locals plays Force Burn. Like, yeah. very, very, very tricky character to say the least.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see,
more,
Claren.
more
Goodbye,
funny
Claren.
like
Okay.
shenanigans.
Goodbye, Claren.
Yeah, I jumped off the ledge there and grabbed it again to refresh my ledge intangibility, so that Claren wouldn't be able to hit me with the up B.
Raster. Raster's a bit of a weird
Bungled
character.
it. I fixed it. Okay. Yeah,
Nice.
Raster has a
Yeah, Raster-
very strong sweet spot
Oh,
on his
yeah.
up B. That is useful.
Yeah.
Hopefully going to be able to hit it again here. We'll see if the AI cooperates.
So
I've had Raster kind of described to me as like Mars Mennonites,
Yes.
sort of,
ew.
in a way.
Ew. Nice, nice,
A little
nice.
bit.
It's kind of true though, because like up B is definitely like the Dolphin Slash, especially with the sweet spot there, and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
Neutral B is like Mach
I was
Tornado.
going to say, yeah,
Yeah.
he's got the tornado.
So a cool thing about Raster is that he has aerial smash attacks.
Which you just
I
saw
don't
there.
know how
that was
much.
my aerial
Oh,
down
you can
smash.
use it? Okay, that
Yeah.
is this. I don't know
Yeah.
the difference because I don't play Raster, but he has like multiple jumps and he can charge aerial smash attacks.
Oh. Okay. Well, I tried to send out my flip stream there, hoping it would bounce off of one of the targets and then go backwards and hit some targets behind me, but I completely whiffed, so now I gotta go get this the normal way.
Oh, it would have bounced and hit one of the ones behind you.
Yeah, I would have bounced and gone backwards and hit hopefully both targets behind the start
I always
there. but
forget that's how it
completely
works.
whiffed. Actually found that. I found most of these raster strats. I found a lot of strats for arcade mode actually in this game. Not all
That
of them.
downer is very silly.
It really is.
Parade of locks. Oh,
stunts.
that's what it's called. Okay.
It makes sense, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, I see
yeah,
it.
I see it.
this is easily the worst board battle because none of Raster's moves are strong enough to consistently KO these guys.
Oh yeah,
gosh,
because Raster, I didn't mention this, but because Raster has air strong attacks, he doesn't get ground ones, I'm pretty sure. So you have to like...
Correct.
He does not know.
Yeah, so you have to like do a short hop.
It's just tilts.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, his tilts are good.
I could try and hit
they
like
are.
sweet spot up B, but that's difficult. And also just locks it onto a very heavy character, and that is a very large stage. So
Another pre-patch thing, because Loxon's actually not as heavy anymore. I did forget about that. Or he's weird. He's like a heavy floaty, so... Which is kind of like... Oh yeah. On this stage, the AI gets pineappled a lot. They get stuck underneath the stage. So...
Yeah.
Not to mention Arcane just doesn't have a good vertical recovery either, so there's also that too.
Well, I've seen that happen in...
Wait, please.
No!
Just refuse to die. The thing about Fleet, she does have a float, and that really sort of helps her out in situations like that. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Even like
really helps her out in
past helping her
situations like this.
recover, it just makes it annoying because it takes more time.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
we have
also...
stocks to spare.
Yeah, her recovery is also pretty solid. Speaking of Fleet, that is who we're playing as next. This is my main. Just because it's my main, don't think I'm going to do a great job here. This is kind of an awkward...
No pressure.
Nice.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is kind of an
so
awkward...
fun.
How do I explain this? Her moveset is just a little bit awkward for this kind of thing. Not as bad as, like, Clarence. Nice. Okay,
She's like Bear Peach.
She doesn't
lot of
have
ways.
strong moves that you can just throw out that are like close to you. Like there's sweet spots on F strong and up strong, but they're like really close to you and they're usually projectiles. But in something like arcade mode where you want to get fast KOs without having to do like a lot of setup and just like ideally like not necessarily spam moves, but just throw them out, you know? It's harder to do that with her. Oh, her target test has like some special terrain. Nobody else has that. I never noticed that.
Fleet's target test is like
the
way
game.
cooler than the rest of them.
It's probably Dungeons of Aether reference, the game I have played for
Wouldn't
1
shock
hour.
me.
Good game, by the way, from what I did play. Oh, the target even moves?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Why'd she get the special treatment?
They just really love Fleet. Honestly,
Real.
I don't blame them.
Real. Oh, okay.
Oh, good
Yeah. I wish beating Maple was this easy bracket.
I know, right? Yeah, especially
Sheesh.
because I think this is easily Fleet's worst matchup. I hate playing against this character. Maple just like completely runs over Fleet, and I can't touch her. A good Maple will destroy me.
Yeah, dealing with certain character gimmicks can be so annoying in this game.
Yeah.
Okay, my personal like one that I know like is not as good as I think it is. I just do really bad against it. Is Arcane, who is on screen right now.
I'm
Arcane.
not great against Arcane either.
I miss the Arcane group name. Oh no.
Oh,
I don't remember what it is either.
Yeah. It is probably something water related.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Crag's also rather annoying, but that's just a Crag thing. That's a fact of Crag. Nobody would argue that one.
Okay, well, that was really strange.
Yeah, you're good.
Just have the Loxodon to deal with. This is a pretty okay Fleet run. Maybe shouldn't speak
That's
too
such a cool
soon
skin.
here.
The Abyss skins are so cool.
Yeah, the Abyss. It's one of the better Abyss skins, I would say, honestly.
I haven't really seen them all because I thought, well, I guess they weren't unlockable until like the last patch or like December patch. But
I think so, yeah, because I have one Toronto, I'm pretty sure.
do you have it? Are you level 100, Rano?
I am, yeah.
Oh my
yeah, you have it
goodness.
then.
I'm not even level 50 locks.
I'm like-
I don't play online enough.
I'm
I don't
I'm
play
like
online ever.
140-ish, I think, currently.
I only have levels from
play
bringing
this
my
game a
own
lot.
setup. Oh, is this the last one?
Yep, last character.
Foul one,
Here.
it's Arcane.
This is definitely not that, but
I
what
could see
tend to
how
do a lot here-
Arcane would be difficult
Oh, that's
to
silly.
get KOs with quickly in arcade mode.
Yeah,
like-
I mean, Arcane does have this gimmick where if you have a puddle on the ground, then Arcane smash attacks are made stronger by that puddle. Like, you'll see it right here.
Like a lot stronger.
Yes. No, they become much, much, much stronger. And
Also
that can
larger.
be useful, but Yes, and it's hard to consistently get that to work for you though in this mode.
Also, the AI is kind of shielding here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not helping me out here.
Well, Arcane's definitely a bit of an odd character for this kind of situation, just because, like, just in general, like, doesn't have a traditional recovery.
You could have ended that a character. Arcane's an odd character.
Yeah. He doesn't have a traditional recovery, a weird forward air. No, like, well, the spike is, like, the falling hit of up air, so it's, like, you know, just odd. But
the last hit back air does a lot of damage, but the first hit is like nothing.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And like the reverse forward air hitbox is like insanely strong. This is funny. Why are you wobbling these AI in their favorite game? I imagine Arcane probably could have a really cool target test, but that's another thing that would need like a lot of practice, and we can't really do that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Arcane does have a pretty cool target test. These have been explored like a decent bit. If you go to the speedrun.com page, you'll see some pretty cool target test runs. It would be nice if they were more accessible. You know, like I probably would play them more if I had the opportunity to actually not have to go through 3 stages of arcade mode every time I wanted to play.
Arcane is also
get on it.
I don't know about him. Like his Nair apparently can bounce if you hold it. This is like weird stuff. Yeah, you didn't know Arcane's Nair can make him bounce if you hold it?
Bro, I just did it.
Yeah, I think
what the heck?
Oh, hey, there we go.
Okay. What the heck?
That's safe for going shield, and it's really annoying.
You're looking like a Sonic move. What's going on?
Listen, I know about it because it kept being used against me, and it was really annoying.
Yes.
It's hard to punish, honestly, if you like time it correctly.
There's a lot of things. Arcane.
There's so much in this game like that.
It's so cool. This game rules, by the way. If y'all are liking this so far, it's 20% off on Steam right now.
Oh, is it?
Not sponsored or anything, by the way. It's
That's cool.
It's in Wear Sale currently. Yeah. Y'all should play this one. It's really cool. I put a lot of hours in this game. I put a lot more in the future. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Shasta, we haven't played yet, but we gotta.
We gotta
run the set.
I don't think I've played you yet either, Shasta.
We both need to play.
GDQ in a week.
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of Rivals.
I will not be because I have a run to prep for.
That's valid.
I can't believe you're wobbling all these AI.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it to this Rana too. Time comes up when this Rana explodes, by the way.
No, Rano.
Oh, Arcane's boss is Rana. Okay. I haven't seen this Abyss skin.
It's pretty cool, honestly.
You're wobbling him in his favorite game.
No.
Nice.
That was fine. Over 2 minutes, actually. It's not very good. Interesting run.
Well within your estimate.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I think that went rather well.
Oh, that's
what was the
that's a good one. Like
that's
33 minutes, right?
Wait, what?
Looks like just below 33 minutes.
Oh, I think that's an RTA PB. That's cool.
Yeah.
Might be an IGT PB. I'd have to add it up. I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah, that was Arcade Mode Rivals 2. Fun speedrun. I wish this mode was a little bit less of an afterthought. They definitely wanted to like get it in before release, which I mean, I'm glad they did. But I would love to see more quality of life features with this mode, especially making target tests more accessible. Yeah, this game rules.
Play this game. It's so good.
Agreed.
This game is so fun.
You can follow me on most places at Helix13_. I speedrun Monkey Ball though. Don't expect to see me play this game that much, at least on stream. But you will see Monkey Ball speedruns, and that also leads into I'm running the newest Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble at AGDQ in. Let's see, my run is on Saturday morning, January 11th at like 3 a.m. Eastern. So a little under 2 weeks. Make sure you check it out. It's worth staying up for. I promise. It's a race against Moo's my username, who is the other like top runner of that game. It'll be a good time. Just check out AGDQ in general. And coming up next, right after the show, is the show that I host. I'm not hosting it today. My co-host Limey is hosting it today. But Parallel Universe is coming up next, so make sure you stick around for that as well. Anything else from either of you two?
Not much. I don't have much shoutouts. I don't have much social media anymore, but I'm Cabasco. You can find me like IS on Blue Sky, Twitch.
Oh yeah, my Blue Sky is helix13.bsky.social.
I'm gonna be streaming after HDQ probably a little known game known as Spore Hero, but like, you know, that's for another day.
Still on Sport Hero? Oh no.
No, you don't understand. It's getting crazy.
A
Oh
glitch
hell
was
yeah,
found.
let's go.
A big glitch was found like last week.
Let's go. That rules.
But yeah, that's it from me.
Yeah, go fast. Do the thing. All right. And that being said, though, I do have a few announcements before I head off here. So let me just get those in real quickly. GQ's next all-women femme spearing event, Frost Towers 2025, will be live from March 9th through 16th by FA in the National Women's Law Center.
I'm on Games Committee for that. It'll be good.
You are.
It'll
It's
be
true.
good.
Absolutely. Visit gamesofcrit.com/frame fatales for more information on the event. It's gonna be great. I love all these events we do on the channel. But yeah. Which one am I read? Okay. Join official GDQ Discord and add the Hotfix role where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk to staff, and more. !mark Discord in chats for more info. And I got you in this one, chat. Don't you worry. There we go. Yeah. If you missed out on any shows tonight, or well, in general over the last week or so, or at all, it's all on our YouTube channel. Go youtube.com/gamesliquid, check it out. And in general, just go to gamesliquid.com/hotfix to check out our season 4 schedule and check out the schedule for it and have a look at this week's runs. I've seen it posted in chat a few times here, but yeah, it's good. That being said, though, yeah, we have Parallel Universe after this with Limey, so check it out. Check that out. Stick around for that while we set that up. Thank you all for watching.